Let's get this started. Still in setup mode. All right, sounds good. All right, so turn that off. So I don't have to hear that again. Position. Doo-doo-doo. I'll hide the camera for a moment. We gotta mess with stuff on that screen. Okay. There we go. All right. There we go. Let's do some more expanding down here. Auto hop is killing me. Boop. Boop. Ah. I didn't realize it would do the entire thing. Holy shit. Nice. Guess that's why you use a diamond for it. Let's grab a bunch of that. Oops. Double thick wall. Did not mean to do that. Screw it. We're gonna try this differently. That required quite a bit of undoing. Well, I guess I should link my stream in a few places. Not bad. That's one way to do it. Still stream. Show my stream everywhere just in case. In my little streaming cave. Alright. What do I have here? Flower power. Okay, I can start Botania whenever I want. This is one that I'm actually gonna have to do so I can get the broom at some point. But I wanna make sure I have this stuff covered first. I just hear a pig. I don't have a weapon on me, do I? Nope. Ah! We get it back to daytime. Interesting. Where'd the pig go? Oh, it must be underneath. Forgot I have that down there. How do I drop down there? I don't remember. Poop. Not like that. Found my way back. I'm not dying. Oh yeah, there was a way down. Whoops. I should actually make it go into this back area here. Oh, it's because I'm stuck crouched. I was like, why is it making me do that? Faith and elegant, cold-hearted whore. She loves salt in my room. Yes, she adores nothing more. And he comes for headaches in between her thighs. Perfect. 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 What's up, Speakeasy? I should do that. Good point. Let's see, what do I want to react to? I'm just chilling, you know. What should I cover? I definitely have the room to do it. It's kind of boring just, you know, sitting here by myself. So yeah, you're probably right. There should be like a video or something going. I'll do. Probably. It gets easier when there's people in chat and I have people to talk to hold people, but when there's nobody in chat, it's kind of like, what do I do? Do I just sit here and talk randomly to myself? Awkward. Let me find something to watch. Let me use the other screen though. That makes sense. So that way when they pop in, it's not like, oh, this guy's just silently playing Minecraft bored. I don't want to talk to that dude. He seems boring. You're right. Let me do an old video too. So it's something that like nobody's gonna care if I cover. So hard. Plus, Destiny has stated live that he doesn't care if people react to his videos. But they're going to be bored if it's something old, so let's find something new that I can react to, so that I can actually react to and talk about. Boo boo boo. Yeah, it would be an easier crossover probably. Or any kind of like panel discussion type thing. I just don't want to do something that's live because then I feel like I'm stealing content and that's not fun. Ooh, I know what I can do. Start covering this Rolo stuff. Brittany Venti with Rolo Tomasi. What's up, Smokey? How you doing? Unfortunately, I haven't been in any panels. I don't really do them. I usually just organize them. I don't like to be on the panel. Well, I guess I just didn't consider those panels. But yeah, I guess you can consider those panels. Ugh. I definitely don't want to review my Thorpe panel. I have not had a good appearance on the Thorpes yet. They get on my nerves. Especially Ben. Ben kills me. I have so much trouble dealing with him. And it's a respectful annoyance, but like the dude is so good at like, he does two things and he does them very well. He does moral outrage where he'll just feign moral outrage, like, "Oh my God, how dare you say that?" When he says the most ridiculous stuff, and then if you accuse him of anything, he just says yes, and this is why I like doing that. He just accepts it, so it just rolls right off his back. It's frustrating as fuck to deal with. He fucked up? Or did he fuck up? Cause he's pretty good at like following that. Yeah. The problem is I try to do the yes and with him, and I just wind up in weird situations that I don't want to be in, where I'm like on speed dates with random people. Oh yeah, he is pretty fucked up. But none of it's real, obviously. It's all just fake for content. I don't think any of these things that he takes up are even his real positions on things. Just part of his character. Which is what's kind of cool about it at the same time. Like I said, I respect the guy, but I don't like interacting with him. I don't get to be me. I'd have to like be somebody else. I'd rather just be me. I don't want to market myself on YouTube as some fake version of me. All right, let me stop my music. I found a video to watch. Do do do. All right, Brittany Venti.
Females with autism.
This is only a 19-minute video, so it's not too crazy. Another question is, let's pop it up. How do I want to display this? Sorry, I'm not super fast with the OBS and stuff. What do I currently have up? I don't even have my video window up. Jeez. I messed that all up. Yeah, I don't know why that went away. That was an accident. That was supposed to be up. I popped it off for a second because I was looking at something financial on that window, so I hit it. Because this is just pulling straight from my Google tabs. Gotta be careful with that stuff. Yeah, that's part of the problem. Is obviously Grace is the draw, but Ben is the biggest personality there. And I think if they just leaned into letting Grace just be the face of it, it'd be a lot better. But I think Ben wants to be involved a little too much. Alright, let's pull this up. Can I pop this into my StreamYard? Because that'd be even better. Share screen. Inception. Let's see how that looks on screen. I might have to move things around. Maybe make Yeah, I'm gonna move things around a lot. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, I guess. You're right. Appreciate you. Thanks for the advice. I'll definitely take it. You've grown faster than most people I've seen, so if you're giving me advice, I'm gonna take it. Let's swap this around. Let's make the main screen the small screen and the Streamlabs the big screen. And I'll just slide this behind a little bit. I'll have to slightly adjust this. Yeah, I appreciate the advice from you too, Smokey. Thank you. I'm always open to advice. Yeah, I'm working on that. I need to resize it real quick. I had it like scaled down. Because I don't want it to show like all the bottom stuff, you know? Because that shit, that's how you get in trouble. If it shows the background people. How do I do this? Is it transform? Yes. Trying to get rid of that white bar. There. Gets rid of the white bar without cutting off my face. Right side. Slide this over more. Almost. Alright, let's... That's 5,000. That's too much. There you go. That's good. That's good. Perfect fit. All right, sorry. I'm editing live. Thank you for everybody popping in. I appreciate it. I'm getting things set up. I'm going to react to a little bit of content, and we're going to throw Minecraft in a corner somewhere.
Are you currently streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming right now. What's up?
Right. Not much. How are you, man?
Living the dream, buddy.
Living the dream, man.
Yeah. Is this Tom? Blair?
Yep.
Thought so. Hey, if you want to jump into the StreamYard, it's open. Or are you in the StreamYard? Sorry, I'm still adjusting everything.
Well, you're on the Discord and on the StreamYard at the same time?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I can do it all. I'm a man of many talents. What's up, Jorgen? Yeah, I'm just resizing stuff to make it work. So right now I got that up. I can put something different up. at some point. I'm just trying to do the present through StreamYards, and then what I'll do is slide it behind because it's currently like one of the foremost things on here. Sorry, I'm adjusting all my stream stuff.
Hey, it's all good, man.
Then I could have my Minecraft down here or somewhere off in the corner. I believe with StreamYard I can move my head around and that make it look better. What the heck is this?
Yo.
Yo, what's up?
Nothing. I was just gonna come tell you quick that because this cave isn't locked, obviously, so anyone can join. but you have the perms to kick people.
Okay.
So if you ever wanna, like, if anybody ever joins and tries to fuck with you or something, you know what I mean?
No, I got you. I appreciate it.
I just wanted to let you know. I'm gonna go out and grab some food. I'm hungry as fuck.
Awesome.
When you're using OBS, okay, hit shift if you want to do the crop to like make things wider and taller without like cropping it out. Hold shift while you're doing the crop.
The like numbers and shit.
Right. So for the numbers, you hit what is it? Controller, or it's either control option or the what do you have? You don't have a Mac, right?
No, I have PC.
Okay, so for Mac, it's command. You hold command while you do it. So I'm guessing with you it'd be either control or alt. But when you look at the crop, you can hold control so that you can like crop out the top parts of it. Oh, it's not. It's alt. So it'll probably be alt for you.
Yeah, control just resizes the whole thing. Yeah, alt will crop it.
Yep. So see how you can crop out pieces of it?
Nice.
On the OBS there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so like if you do like window display, you pick the thing you want, you crop it, and then put that on top of whatever you're playing. So like you put your StreamYard, if you want to do like, so what I would do is like put your StreamYard full screen on the thing, and then in one of the corners I would put your game in a smaller version, and then you know what I mean.
That's what I'm trying to do. Unfortunately, it's just like either there, perfect. Look at that.
Yeah, because like you can add more than one display capture. You can add more than one window capture. So you can just like put a bunch of different shit over each other.
So that look good on screen at least. Not covering my head. I guess I can get rid of this thing and just actually go full screen with this.
Yeah, see, like the way you're doing it here, yeah, like this is how I would, you know.
And then I should put this somewhere. Sorry that I'm ignoring you, chat. I apologize. I'm trying to get everything set up. Actually, instead of doing it that way, just so I can have it all on the same screen, so I can actually look at everything at the same time, I can change the capture from being a display capture to a window capture.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. So let me fix that. I'll just close that.
Right, yeah. That's why StreamYard or OBS is just fucking top. I like it. For me, I like it the best because, like you said, you can have people come on, put a screen over them. They don't even know there's a screen, and you get to see them show their ass.
True. I was doing Streamlabs before. So I like understood what to do in Streamlabs. OBS, I'm still kind of learning.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
after you get a hang of it and you can like do the different scenes and shit, like you'll You'll see. You'll like it. Like you can add like little meme. Like if you put little short videos in, you can add in then like put one of the hotkeys for one of the Fs. So like you can just hit one of the Fs anytime you want to play the meme.
In case I want to bust a hit Regina George every once in a
Yeah,
while.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Right. Right. Yeah.
All right. If this is bothering anybody, I'm sorry. You'll be fine.
No, I'm reading your chat. They said this is great learning. Smokey said it's great learning.
It's learning OBS with Speakeasy and Dave. All right, let's try this real quick. Lock this onto this one. Okay. And then
Yeah, and then like another time I'll show you how to put like the widgets there, so like every time someone's talking, you can see it popping up in the corner and whatnot. Like,
gotcha.
I'll show you how to do all that too.
I do have a alert, or my alerts from StreamYard set up now. So if anybody donates me on StreamYards, it'll pop up in the middle of the screen. So
Okay. You Streamlabs, you mean?
Yeah, my Streamlabs. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I need to get Nightbot set up, and that's gonna be next step. So today was getting Streamlabs.
So easy. You'll get it so easy. Nightbot is actually the one didn't even have to look up anything how to do it.
I just don't know how to add it into YouTube. I have it all set up on my Twitch already, so I can just hit !Discord on Twitch and it'll pop up. But I don't know how to have it in YouTube as well. How do I add it to my YouTube?
So the Nightbot
probably have to go in Nightbot settings.
Yeah, right when you're in Nightbot in the dashboard, if you look at the very top, it'll say how to add this to YouTube. So what you're gonna end up doing is copying, pasting the link of the Nightbot in that page, and then you'll put it as one of your mods.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I'll make that happen.
Yeah, it's super easy. Yeah, I'll show you all any of that you want me to help you with. I'll show you
teaching everybody how to do the real-time editing like Speedy does.
Right. Exactly. DreamWorks.
Yeah. This is the how-to stream on it.
Yeah.
So Nicolina, pay attention. Maybe you learned something.
Maybe you can learn something before Christmas comes.
There you go. You'll learn how to live edit so you don't get caught in 4K.
All right, I'm gonna go grab some food.
All right, appreciate
I'm getting
you.
hungry. If you're on still, maybe I'll hop on and talk to you for a bit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Appreciate that.
All right, dog.
All right, thanks. I'll talk to you
later.
Absolutely. All right. Let me continue.
Oh, damn.
Hey, just so you know, you're on stream.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. I just don't want anybody to be surprised.
Oh, I got you.
I actually thought it was a locked room, but no. I was incorrect. What am I doing? I need one more scene I gotta add to OBS, and then I'll be good. I just want to get chat on screen so you guys can see yourselves. Actually, it might be safer if it's not on screen. So that way, if anybody doxes or anything, I'm just going to keep it off screen for now. You guys see chat, and I see chat. What is that godly voice on screen? That is the one above all, I think. Are you currently the one above all or below?
I'm above today.
All right, the one above all today. Legit voice of God.
Damn, Skippy.
What is this? All right, whatever. I'm leaving it up for now. All right. And my Streamlabs is recording, so if anybody does anything fucky in the back, it'll be recorded. On a separate screen completely. In case I have to turn anything over to YouTube for people doing fuck shit. Just to pre-warn you. Alright, so let's watch this video.
So, which I think Brittany Venti definitely has. Brittany, just before I get started,
That shirt
here,
is actually
I
kind of awesome.
have a lot of people who have come to me and have dished out a lot of dirt on you. I could make it public, but I'm not going to. And could I dox her with some real? I've got the photos to really rough her up, but I'm not going to do that either. So I believe this is a friend of yours. By the way, you're right about Brittany's Christian trad grift, because I know for a fact that Brittany has full-on nude pics.
You gotta love how he feigns taking the high road as he airs someone's dirty laundry. Rollo Tomasi, or as we like to call him here, George the Gossipy Grandma, is the grandmother of the Red Pill Manosphere.
You call yourself the godfather of the Red Pill.
I call myself the godfather of the manosphere, okay? Other people have called me that.
Okay, great. That is
Do you understand?
Okay.
I am not Red Pill adjacent. I am in the Red Pill. I am the father of the Red Pill. Right?
In his recent stream,
been
he
taking a lot
read
of
the
L's
email
lately.
of somebody who told him about my personal life
watching it
as
on
well
stream,
as
the
my
Venti.
personal dating life.
Oh yeah.
I've got photos. I think I put one up on Twitter not too long ago. I know about Mason. I know about the nudes. I know about a lot of stuff. Trust me, you have a lot of enemies. You probably don't want to fuck with me because I know people and I know things.
Because George didn't like the video I made on him, he decided to read this email on his stream in response to that, because I spoke out against
I need to
him and the
repair my
manosphere
bond.
using woke feminist tactics such as censorship. And the email was framed obviously in a way to demonize me and make me look like I was a bad girlfriend.
Doing
She drove him
fantastic,
insane
Val.
and made it look
I
like he was
appreciate
the
you
bad.
stopping by.
Meanwhile, she
doing?
would provoke him and say things like he was too weak or how he wasn't fit enough. She would even fight him in group hangouts in front of everyone and humiliate him.
George also talked about
I'm not
having
really
my
into the
nudes on
drama stuff
stream
that much,
and
but
even threatening to send it
it's
to my
back
enemies
and forth.
and
I
laughing
am into
about
it. I'm lying.
Rational male,
completely.
send those nudes to
I do
Undead Chronic.
enjoy the
Should
drama
I?
Stuff. But I don't consider the Red Pill stuff drama stuff because they think they're a lot more than they are.
I got to give you
So-
at least some kind of a sizzle with the steak here.
As per usual,
There's
George cannot
definitely
make an argument to save his
that's
life, which is
why I
why he
couldn't use
chose to
I'm done.
hit me below the belt.
I have my own spies that tell me stuff too, and I know quite a bit about Brittany as well. Do you not think that I've dealt
Do you
with
not like the drama,
way
Tom?
better haters and trolls than you?
No, I don't think you have. That email was actually sent by me.
I'm trying to adjust this a little bit more so I can actually read
How are
chat
those
properly.
steaks sizzling?
I'm not going to put my 20 plus year, but 20, almost 22
I don't want to have
years
to like squint to see
credibility on the line just for some dumb little bitch like this.
Well, you just did. I'll be accepting my award for YouTube's Best Actress now. I've seen so much poor fact-checking from the
How dare
manosphere
I.
that I decided to
I
do a
love
little
content.
trolling. Here you can see that this email that he read off on his stream with the timestamps, and you
It's
can
true.
see that
I
it is
did
me
get forced
logged
to watch
into the
the drama.
account. This is in fact my email
I
that
was
I
like,
am
I want
logged
to watch
into.
Speakeasy. And he's
And
like,
here's the
I'm gonna
email
watch
that
all
I
this
sent.
stuff. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm watching this stuff now.
And here's
Some
him
stuff.
replying.
So now
So
it's
I'm
just
gonna
part
refresh
of
the
me.
page, and you can see
Become a
that
part of my
it is
world.
real.
Just like in The Little Mermaid.
That's his email, and sent from
I'm
his
curious if
iPad.
Venti has a team that does her
Because George
research, or does she
himself
do it
lists
herself?
Tom Likas
I
as his
guarantee she
inspiration
doesn't do it all
for
herself.
his ideology
She
on
definitely has
women and
at least
dating.
a couple people.
All right. So next thing is,
Nah,
it's not
granted, she might
ideology.
do some of it herself.
Well,
but
this
I know she's working
autistic
with
dumb
other
bitch fooled you.
creators. who are
Yep.
absolutely
Yeah.
helping
Yeah, I
her.
am. I'm just that's all I am. I'm just oblivious. I don't know. I don't know.
In the email, I even put one of the oldest popular memes on the internet, and
I
he
think
actually
it's pretty
fell for it.
hilarious
I
that
got the impression
this
that the
happened.
reason she stayed with him,
For the
despite
record.
starting all these fights with him, was because his mom was the
Even
CFO of a
you
really
can call
big
it well
company.
deserved.
She wanted his
Absolutely.
inheritance. Really? He showed me a text from his mother with
Don't
a
get me
picture
wrong, I
of a
think
bank
it's
statement showing that
hilarious.
Brittany spent over
And I'm actually
$9,000
kind of
on
glad
his
to get
credit
caught
card.
in all of this.
Over 9,000! What, 9,000?
I was really surprised that when he read this on stream that not a single person pointed it out to him. It is absolutely hilarious to watch him do victory laps and act smug when it's
don't need to
really
make
just
anything.
him rolling around in his own shit. And for everyone
That's
else
what
to
she
watch
said.
for their own entertainment. It is truly a sight to behold.
Yeah, gotcha. I don't
I
have that
love
loaded.
the
Gotcha, bitch.
love the
How do you like it?
Cope laughing.
How you like
here
you like
by
apples?
him.
How you like them apples? You want it, you got it, man.
Say my name.
Super Cope
Bimbo
laughing.
Ops 1, George 0. I'll bet that George
What's
is
up, Trippy?
sweating right about now. And when he goes to wash off that sweat, I hope he does with Reed Street soap. You can
I'm
support the Bimbo
multitasking.
Ops
I'm
you've seen
reacting to
today
the
by
video,
going
playing
to
a game, and
readsoap.shop.
reading and talking.
They're a small business
I'm
that
proud
makes
of
beautiful,
myself. I'm like
healthier
half
soaps for everyone.
doing
They have a
each of
huge
those
variety of
things. I'll get
scents that
better
I
at it
personally
eventually,
really
though.
enjoy, and
I
I even
apologize
helped
if I, like,
design
miss
and pick the scents for the Bimbo bars
chats
that are
or,
available on the site. They turned out really cute and
don't
sparkly,
react very
and one
well.
smells like strawberries, and the
Man, I
other
want
one
some of
smells
that
like
soap.
sweet flowers. The more masculine
Yeah, I
soaps
want the
smell just
sweet
as great and are
flowers.
just as amazing to look at.
Or the sweet flower soap.
The smell of
I'm
victory.
kidding.
You got
Now
a
back
man
to the
version.
video. Let's back
Mm-hmm.
it up a bit so everybody's on
man
the
version.
same page.
Yeah.
2 months ago, Lauren Southern
probably
released
just
this
smells
video
like soap.
here talking about her divorce.
Probably.
She talked about how
That's
she left
usually
her
what man
unhealthy
scents are.
relationship and how she is now a single parent and what that has taught her. So George took it upon himself to dedicate
your
a
streaming
live stream to
idea,
talk about
Jordan?
how Lauren actually got
I'm stealing.
impregnated by the live streamer Destiny.
So there was a child involved in Destiny, according to the X here, anyways. Lauren uses people to get what she wants.
This is
Destiny
Trippy
was her
Liquids. I
ticket
think
to
you're
getting
thinking of
back
Trippy
in
Cast.
the YouTuber game.
Am I right, Val?
They started sleeping with each other as he is in some kind of relationship
Although,
like that. Lauren
I've
then
never
got
seen
pregnant,
Trippy Cast
and it was a
on
girl.
stream.
They just started formalizing the relationship
So
as
he
I
could
guess
be,
there's a kid
Trippy Liquids on
involved.
stream, so he could
However,
be
have
Trippy Cast.
since been told she is seeing Tim Pool. He has given her a job or something else like that.
He provided no actual evidence, so it was pretty apparent
Cast
that
is
he
pretty
was willing
hilarious.
to
I
believe
do like
almost
that dude.
anything. And that's where the email comes in. So, in the process of
Is he the
making
guy
the
with the
video,
clown
I
face?
emailed him
Yeah.
a fabricated story where I took internet gossip
been
and
pretty funny
twisted all the
lately.
details to suit Rolo's confirmation
fan.
bias on women being evil, manipulative liars.
And I had never
because
seen
we
him
know how much
before,
he loves to be
but
told he's right. You gotta
He's been
stroke that
popping up
ego.
lately.
By the way, you're right about
really
Britney's
fun.
Christian trad grift.
He did a face reveal the other day.
Because I know for a fact that
He was
Britney
on,
has full-on nudes.
I wrote in
think he had
details
a
like me being a
face
gold
reveal on
digger,
Hormax.
emasculating the man, and saying that I am manipulative.
How she would provoke him and say things like he was too weak
That's one
or
show I
how
don't
he
think I will
wasn't
go on.
fit enough.
Because I knew what he wanted to believe about me, and I knew that his confirmation bias was so strong that it would overtake his better judgment. If he
But
even
yeah,
has any.
if I'm
that
talking
is.
too much
Maybe
over
he's
the video,
right, and women
just,
are
you
manipulative
can watch this
after
video
all.
on Brittany Venti's
I sent
channel.
the email before I dropped
It's
my
pretty
video, and he
hilarious.
didn't respond until after I released my video. And out of this entire email, of all the things he could have asked me about, he could have asked questions to fact check
I
or
do think it's
ask
absolutely
for a
hysterical
phone
that he
call.
believes
But
all
no,
of this. I
instead,
don't
his
even
top priority
understand
was my news.
why he wouldn't
I wonder
check
if his wife knows that the father
anything.
of her child is asking for
All it would've
women's
taken is
revenge
one
porn on
look.
the internet. How creepy.
One
And
Google.
he even acknowledges that it's revenge porn on his
flashing
own
those
live
up.
stream.
I gotta be careful, man, because then that becomes like revenge porn, and I don't want to get involved in that either.
But that didn't stop George from pestering
Without
me
a hat,
in
you
email
wouldn't mind
after
being an
his
80s
stream
Conan
to
villain.
try to get my
Me?
nudes. This
No.
50-something-year-old man was
Oh,
really pressed
yeah.
about
Rolo.
getting
My
revenge
Rolo.
porn. I find it absolutely hilarious
Yeah.
how he's acting out how
can see
gross
that.
having my nudes are for his stream, doing this whole performative thing, considering that I made the entire thing up.
I know for a fact that Britney has full-on nudes. So do I now, unfortunately.
His source for my
He
nudes were,
pretends that he
trust me,
sees it.
bro.
Yes, there are actually nudes of her out there too. Trust me.
The only photos that were attached to that email were random pictures from group hangouts back in the day. Shout out to my friend Two Salads, who is a streamer. He helped make this happen by giving me the photos from way back then. Anyway, George is so desperate to confirm his bias that he even fell for my satirical bit back in the day. He actually fell for my dumb gamer girl bit from like 8 years ago in the current year.
She's gonna say that there are no nudes. Then why did she do a video when she was what was it 2015? I think. So I don't know. I'm completely. I'm a noob to all this. I'm a boomer. I don't know anything.
Me trolling and acting like a dumb gamer girl is kind of what made me known on the internet in the first place. I don't expect him to know every single thing about me, but this is what I call very bare minimum research. I have been trolling on the internet about having nudes since I could remember because people like George accused me of having it, so I thought it would be really funny for the satirical bit to pretend that I have them, which I clarified in a video, which he would have found if he did bare minimum research. Only someone with an agenda trying to confirm their biases would actually believe this after watching it for a little bit.
Keep your anti-feminism to yourself. To yourself.
She's kind of looked the same for the past 10 years.
I'd say something, but I'm gonna have TOS again.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'll
Look how red it
I'll hold
is.
that
Look,
back.
it's turning red right here.
Nope.
How is it red?
He's been around for quite a bit. He's like a veteran
But
on
no,
YouTube.
George has to confirm his
Sorry, I couldn't
biases.
hear you
I
over
mean,
Brittany.
don't you see I'm wearing hoop earrings?
No, I'm
I must
sorry.
be a slut.
So when I say, the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hope.
No, but she's
Now
a YouTube
you might be
veteran.
wondering, Brittany, what
True.
if this is
She's
just
been
a
around for a
one-off that
long
he
time.
fell for the troll and did some bad reporting and maliciously lied about having your nudes? And
I might
worst
be
of all, trying to
exaggerating
act
on
like
10
they would
years,
be
but it
gross.
feels like
Didn't
it's
he
been about
say
that
that
long.
he had proof about Lauren Southern
Yeah, whenever I first got into
undeniably
YouTube
being
back
the
then,
world's
these are one of the
biggest
first
slut
people I ran
and
into.
pregnant with Destiny's Child?
All that shit about Lauren Southern, I'll talk about that too if you'd like. But I do
Medicare,
have
sorry,
technically they're medical records. I do have medical records that she was in fact pregnant
fake
about this time
medical
last year,
records.
August 8th of 2022. I have them.
I have
I
them.
have them right in my possession.
has 'em.
Think you have
Does
spies?
have
I got
them.
spies too.
All two of them? George's informant on Lauren Southern's pregnancy with
Just
Destiny's
put yourself in
Child
his place. Now
was
embarrass
actually
him, I swear.
Lauren Southern.
Oh,
She emailed him fake documents on
I
her
couldn't
being
even
pregnant
imagine.
with Destiny's baby, and he actually believed it.
Well,
I'm
I can
pretty
bet
sure-
you $10,000 that she was
Is there a
pregnant.
response of
I
him
guess
to this?
George owes Lauren
This
Southern
is
$10,000.
kind of the
Hi, George.
response.
I,
As
30M,
weird
work
as
in
that is.
healthcare admin in Vancouver and have been following you for almost a year now. Your content has made a huge difference in my life personally.
I actually
I'm
don't
divorced and
know
have to pay child support even though
if
they
this is
took
like
my
a
kid
third
from me.
level
I'm
to
laughing
this,
because she made it so
or
stereotypical. I'm on my
what
way
was
to becoming
happening?
a high value male thanks to you and others. I started following you last year
I'm on my
after
way
you
to
started
becoming a
exposing the
high-value
truth
man,
about
thanks to
Lauren
you.
Southern. She came into
Thank
the
you,
clinic I work
Rolo.
at to get an ultrasound. I checked her in myself. I thought she might eventually break the news online, but she never did. I do have proof that she was pregnant. You were right. You were right the whole time.
Poop.
I love how she threw in that little ego stroke in there. Like, she independently did that. She sent her
About
email
time
before I
Rolo
sent
retires.
mine,
He's getting
and she
up there.
came to the same conclusion that he needed his ego stroked for him to believe the email. After her spewing more lies in her recent video, I'm finally reaching out to
I
you.
think
As you
Ben
can
would do a
imagine,
better
this is
job at being
personal for
Rolo
me.
than Rolo
What she did
does.
to her husband is what happened to me. Fuck her and all these fake fucking e-thoughts everyone keeps making excuses for. This is war. I can send you a pic of the ultrasound intake form from last year that shows her as pregnant. I already took the pic, but you have to promise you won't say it came from a healthcare worker. I'm not a high-level employee, but I still want this job for the time being. Please respond so I know that you're getting this, and let's bury this bitch. This sounds like if somebody was making fun of an incel, like what you think they would say. She literally made this sound like satire and he actually believed it. So knowing this, you can imagine how funny it was watching him go on No Jumper, talking about how he has the proof about Lauren Southern being pregnant with Destiny's Child.
I think you wrote to Destiny. You have medical records and proof that can show. I think it was
I wish I
Laura
could
Southern you
raise
were
my
talking
voice
about.
anymore.
According
This
to
is like
the guy
max
that I
volume
have been
for my
talking to,
voice.
her
I don't
ex,
know why
there was a sexual relationship
limits
there, and it
it
resulted in
here.
a child. Well, I had another guy come up to me, and I have copies of
The only thing I
her,
could do is turn up my game. but then I think it'll
ultrasound
distort-
tests
distort.
from right
But I'll
around the
try
month
it.
that they were
Let
talking
me know
about,
if it-
August
if I
of
need to
last
fix
year.
it.
and it is definitely her. I have the information confirmed for that. So I know that there was a child that was produced, or she was getting an OBGYN, ultrasound at that time.
What
really
a fool. I bet he made the people that actually believed him feel real dumb. On No Jumper, George says that he doesn't know for a fact that Destiny's the dad,
I can't
but
tell so
he
much
had no
on my
problem
phone.
confidently saying this on
Everything's muted.
Twitter.
That's not you.
Now,
could
do
load
I
the
know
video.
that it was
That's actually
Destiny's?
probably
I
the
don't know that,
smartest
but I do
play.
know that there was a child involved, or there was a child.
This is George's fault for not doing the bare minimum research. He could have had a phone call with this hypothetical person, but he didn't. He could have done basic research to check the
That way you
forms
guys
and the
can
numbers
turn
on
up
them to see if it even
can't hear me
correlated
at
with the
least.
country. But no, instead he decided to just gossip on any podcast that
Hopefully
he could
that'll work.
find. And if you feel bad for poor Grandma Red Pill here for getting bamboozled by the people he seeks to destroy,
better,
he did threaten to
but not
sue
much
for
different.
defamation as well as deplatforming via copy striking / filing a privacy complaint, all over the fact that he didn't like the video and for me, quote unquote, doxing his daughter.
If you're gonna go and dig shit up and you're gonna dox my daughter, if you're going to do that, at least try to do something recent. So when I do a copyright strike on
I'll
you,
just make sure I
do
keep my mic in front of my face. I'll get used to it.
Or I do, let's see.
Sometimes I just kind of like
you at least get
lounge or
make me look a little
shrink away. I stopped
I
paying
don't know what
attention to
was
my positioning.
defamatory about showing his daughter's public
Or
Instagram
I'll slide it
account
back just
under
out
her
of it
promotional
being
pageant
in my
account. He also
visual.
claims I doxed his wife, even though I
That's
censored
weird.
her face in the photo.
She did.
It's another thing that I'm getting used to is just having the
I don't know why he's
microphone this
getting
close
mad
to
at
my
me.
face
His
at all
daughter's
times.
the one that posted it.
Okay, his daughter's really a public figure. No, she's not actually. And well, she did pageants. Yeah, that doesn't mean shit. There are plenty of other girls and women who've done pageants over the years who are in no way public figures. She's not a winner of like Miss Nevada. So she is effectively not a public figure. And yes, you could be held liable for defamation and slander. I could throw that.
I think it's hilarious
If
that
anyone's
he's
going
this
to be held
threatened by
liable for
Brittany.
slander, it's George. He spread plenty of misinformation
She
about
makes
Lauren
him look
Southern
so
and I,
insecure.
and did so
It's
without any
hysterical.
real evidence. He's gonna take me down because I dared to show the photo that his own daughter posted on her promotional pageant account. Apparently this gives him justification to not only affect my income, try to deplatform me, but also spread my revenge corn. By the way, I didn't know that that was allowed on YouTube in the first place, considering that it's illegal. George doesn't have a great understanding in how the law works in general.
She essentially had this thumbnail and it was like right reading, like it wasn't like it was like mirror image. Now it's mirror imaged because she knows that I can get her on a copyright strike if I wanted to, but now she's got to change it 50%. So
he really thinks that the only reason that he can't copy strike my thumbnail is because I allegedly flipped the image to avoid being copy struck. The reason I flipped it was because the timestamp was covering my face. Even if I didn't flip it, it would still be protected by fair use. Is he not aware that YouTubers use people in their thumbnails all the time? Like, where is he getting this information from? His spies?
He made it the fuck up.
So I guess that explains why
rare.
he's so confused about me using jump cuts.
you notice that there's all these jump cuts in this, as I would expect.
He actually expects me to sit here and use
Yeah,
his raw footage in my videos and bore my audience to
Destiny's
death and set
definitely
myself
really
up to
good
get
at setting
copy
people
struck
up.
by him. He is out of his mind.
It-
I kept
when
all
it comes
of
to
his clips in
scheming,
context. He
you
is just
don't get
complaining
more,
that his own words made him look bad. The other funny highlights of his stream
Weaselly than
is
that
him
man.
doing the things I initially criticized him for, such
He's
as
the
name
pro
dropping
weasel.
to make himself seem more popular.
It's funny. I'm looking at like
Yes,
my YouTube
Val,
stuff.
she
here,
is a
people,
lot.
like, suddenly people are finding out that I actually did something with Dr. Phil not too long ago.
People know who I am.
If I know what you
Anytime
mean
somebody
there.
wants to use my name about something, it's like, okay, fine.
On
at least know
Destiny?
what the fuck you're talking about?
Saying Destiny's
You can go and read. Had you
good
read
at being
my
Weasley.
first book, you would know that I list Tom.
Oh, no,
Hanks
just
as an
reading Val.
inspiration on that. It's like, hell, it's in the introduction
Chat.
of the very first fucking.
It's like, yeah, she is a
You
lot.
would know that if you read my book, all 5 of them. And he claims to be good
Yeah.
at researching, which is pretty
I don't think I'd
ironic
be able to
considering
deal
that
with
he got
meeting
trolled
Rolo.
so
He
many
would not be
times.
somebody I
A lot of the
would
stuff
want
I'm
to be
gonna
in
get
a
into
room
today
with.
is going to be like really nuts and bolts. I got.
Yeah, he would just
statistics,
annoy
I
the
got
hell out of
research,
me.
I got all
To
kinds of
me, he
stuff
seems like a
back to
know-it-all who
shit.
knows
And always
nothing.
have, by the way.
The manosphere
Like,
has once again proven my
one of the
point
most
that they are
frustrating type
exactly
of
like
people
the
for me
woke
to deal
feminists
with.
that they hate. They use the same censorship tactics and
Yeah, they'll pull a
sensationalism.
take out of their
Like
ass
the
and then
video
try to
if you
collect
enjoyed
confirm
the
it
audio
after the
ops
fact.
and subscribe with the notification bell on.
Which I
If you'd
understand
like to
because
see
I've done
more
that
videos
before.
in the future,
Right,
consider
we all do
donating
that,
on
but
my
like he
Patreon.
just
Or you
he
can buy
double
some
downs
soap
on
to
it.
wash your
Yeah.
ass. Thanks for watching
He
the
gets
video.
caught
I'll see
every
you guys
time.
later. Bye bye.
Right.
I know I'm probably just a guy on the internet to you, but I've attached some photos. Oh boy, has he ever attached some photos.
Except you didn't. And you made it the fuck up.
Oh, Lauren Southern, Lila Rose, Erudite. Yeah, Erudite's another one.
What am I doing?
Brittany Venti. Brittany Venti. Oh man, I got some things to say about Brittany. They are all gynocentrists who only care for what's best for women. Of course they are. They're all feminists. Every one of those girls that you mentioned are feminists.
Being called a feminist by the Red Pill Manosphere sect of the internet,
Calling
like
Brittany
Venti
Venti a feminist is very funny
the
to
word
me.
has really lost its power. But according to Rollo Tomasi, or should I say George, not only am I a feminist, but also a Christian.
They are
Yeah,
conservatives.
from what I understand, she's kind of right wing, but she doesn't buy into the red pill.
Yeah, not at
So
all.
does Love It.
Honestly,
So
a
does
lot
Love
of the
It.
right wing is divorcing themselves from the red pill right
I'm not
now.
a Christian, but it goes
They're
to show
running
how much
away.
research he does on the people he so confidently speaks on. Rollo or George confidently accusing people of labels
They do not
really
seem to want to
confirms
be
that everyone I
associated
don't like
whatsoever.
is the new everyone I don't like is racist. It's not meant to be taken seriously, and especially not from a discount Tom Likas.
It all kind of started with Ben Shapiro
any good for women
swearing them
either.
off.
Statistics show that when the divorce happens, it's not particularly good.
Yeah, because it kind of goes against traditional values.
Custody goes to women. Child custody. You want to be with your kids, guess who's getting the kid? Not the guys, not you. Bottom line. And then guys will be paying that child support. And what is alimony? And why? Or now they changed the name of it to spousal support. Why are we paying?
There's no real accountability, particularly when it's like no fault divorce. And of course, it's always in favor, especially if she has kids, there's child support, there's alimony.
But you don't have to take my word for it, because George himself lists Tom Likas as his inspiration for his ideology on women and dating.
Really, back in 2001, I started listening to terrestrial radio shows from Tom Likas, who I really liked at the time, and Friends and Wives.
Oh wow!
And
He does
George's
not. That lighting did
Tom
not do
Likas
him any favors.
self-describes as a feminist.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
because
80s
it helps
Conan
me
villain.
get laid without having to commit
Yeah.
or have children. I'm a hardcore feminist.
That is rough.
This is why I never buy dinner for women, help pay their bills, or help
I am a
raise their children
centrist,
from
which
other
nobody
guys.
likes.
Women are equal.
I get that,
Looking
Tom.
forward to the next gal who will be paying for dinner.
People hate
I
people
love
who call
equality.
themselves centrists or
dusty.
center
Kind of
left,
ironic,
center
though, isn't
right,
it?
anything
George
like
has
that.
cultivated an
Or
internet
enlightened,
following on the
how did they say?
internet where
Enlightened
he
centrists.
self-proclaimed
The reason I say
This
enlightened
internet
centrist
ghetto
when I
is
talk
referred
about
to as
myself
the
is
red
because
pill
it makes people angry.
I am not
That
red
one's
pill, Jason.
intentional.
I am in the red pill. I am the father of the
Oh,
red
Pretty
okay.
much
You call
everybody who
yourself the
does it
godfather of the red
is
pill.
because they
Myself, the
know
godfather
everybody
of the
hates the
manosphere,
term.
okay? Other people have called me
like,
that.
twisting the knife.
Do you
Yeah,
understand?
It's both like
George
pompous
saves men
and
from those evil women and is
non-committal at the
literally
same
saving
time,
their
so
lives.
that's why I
So
like
when we
saying I'm
see
an
that happen, and we
enlightened
see guys who are like,
centrist.
yeah, oh man, women are
Well,
really
that's how
cool stuff.
centrism
Well,
is
look at
to
that.
begin
That's
with.
sensational. What we don't look at is the success stories where guys go, you know what, I was going to kill myself, and now I decided not to because now I have accurate information because I'm red pill aware right now.
The red,
Red
pill
pill
manosphere
awareness.
is infamous for their bad takes on women in dating, such as modern life dating or MLD's take on how you should endure physical harm from your spouse.
Even MLD's catching strays in this one.
Marriage and has kids when they're like 18, 19, 20, a year into the relationship.
Not that he doesn't
really
deserve
late.
some
If
strays.
it would happen, what would you recommend for those people? Would they divorce, or do you want them to keep going in the relationship?
Keep going. You can't divorce.
Like I've said, I have my own
Even
views.
though
I
it
think
might
the
be, like,
red
physically
pill
abusive.
You gotta
goes about it a little bit the wrong
endure.
way.
And of course, this
But
is somebody that George is friends with.
I do think men
But,
do
I
need some
know
kind
that
of
they've been trying
advocacy.
to, like, they've been coming for everybody.
Right.
And that's the
And
one
they-
thing that the
and
red
the
pill
MLD
does
is
provide that
he's
they
too
need,
easy.
and
Like,
Andrew Tate and
I
all of
love
them.
John, but
Because in the mainstream,
he's
there
easy
is
to get.
no
Not only
advocacy
is
for
George
men.
a Tom Likas wannabe, But even in the said red pill community he claims to have cultivated,
The mainstream media
wannabe cool
like
What do you
demonizes men
think
constantly,
the
in
beef
my
that
opinion.
Rollo has with Tate?
Earlier on, before Tate was huge, Rollo
Oh
and
yeah,
Tate
and
were
that
doing
started
some
in what, as
podcasts
far as
together.
like
And once Tate
culturally and
he's a busy guy. Rollo was so upset.
Hollywood.
And so
The what is it? The dumb
what I saw
husband
in Rollo was
trope.
the geeky kid who was allowed to hang out with the
Al
cool kids,
Bundy.
but then the cool kids snubbed him.
Yep.
Rollo was so upset, and that's what you see right there. You see a geeky kid who's cool now.
But they
of course,
also
Tate's
had
cooler.
good
All
men
these people who
too
are
back
looking-
then, like
He was the godfather of Red Pill. If that is your role model,
Carl.
someone who's
What was his name
acting in a
from
feminine frame, who's
Family Matters?
basically a geeky.
Oh yeah,
nobody
yeah.
Who's written a book and talks a lot.
Like that
that's
dude was
an
a
individual
good
without
man. Like they had good men to
stoicism,
offset it. They
without
don't have that anymore.
Yeah, I remember I read a review of that talking about how like Carl Winslow was like a really good role model, family man, worked a decent job, took care of his family.
Who I am for a long time. People have dropped my name on his show several times. I know that
He still got down with his old lady.
That's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I thought it was definitely a good,
who, like the guys in the
like
guys in Flagrant 2.
representation of a healthy male role
His
model.
self-importance comes from other people validating
Some that
him,
I don't
and it
see
shows.
anywhere
I think
anymore.
What's interesting is like whenever I
on
get
TV.
interviewed, people try to pretend like
Not that I
Smokey
watch
Guru,
TV
man.
shows anymore. I've just given up on them altogether.
Male, right? Yeah, all 5 books.
But Smokey Guru makes a good point. Steve Urkel became huge.
True.
You know,
From that
I
show.
created the red pill. How do you
Although, where is he now? Like, I haven't heard anything from Jaleel White in a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I know he did a lot of voice acting.
Book or something I said at
Is
some
that
point that
where he
somebody else
wound
in a
up?
third party might have said.
He voice acted
They don't realize
Sonic.
where it came from.
Really?
On
And the
a
reason for that is
cartoon.
because
Yeah.
I
Did not know that, actually.
sell prescriptions.
Yeah.
If I was like Tony Robbins and said, "Hey guys, let's all feel better about ourselves and put ourselves first," and that sells tickets to sell out arenas.
Why do you not know who I am? I should be famous. I'm the OG. Me.
That's out of my 4th book, which nobody seems to want to read.
Well, why are people buying my books even though I leave it under the reply of every tweet? Well, he's really upset about not being popular like those other red pill guys who do sensationalist stuff unlike him. He wants to be famous for creating a community that uses woke feminist tactics like censorship. For example, Fresh and Fit copy striking ABBA and Preach, or Just Pearly Things copy striking Sarah Garvey. Or how George says
Weird
that he will
nerds.
nuke your
I
platform
mean, I'm a weird
if
nerd,
you invite someone
so I'm
on
very
that
interesting
he
to you, huh?
personally does not like.
You spring somebody on me, expect me to say words on your show that will get you banned from YouTube. I'll tell you that right now. Expect me to say that. Expect me to start talking about the Germans.
Instead of having an absolute melty, why don't you just leave? George is like 50 years old, threatening to have a melty. He's essentially threatening to take your income
I'm gonna
away
have a
and go off the
meltdown.
rails because you made him look bad. Personally, I would think twice
Not
before
wrong.
having him on a show and
It is
risking
pretty
my
lame.
livelihood. This internet ghetto is also renowned for expressing their disdain for the other gender and not being wanted by them. It's kind of like when woke feminists say that if you don't date them, you're XYZ phobic, even if you personally just find them unattractive. Or in the red pill manosphere's case, it's women having too high standards and not wanting to endure their personalities.
Endure.
Oh, you wouldn't
Endure.
want to like that? I'm shocked.
That's probably one of the
manosphere
greatest
gives young
memes we've had
boys
in a
and
long
men
time,
dating
the
advice,
Endure meme.
sometimes under the guise of self-improvement, and
From
usually
MLD.
it's something about how to attract women.
Honestly, that might be the one of the worst things for the red pill so far.
Show of hands if you want to do the Myron approach and have multiple wives. Okay.
Motherfuckers who can't get
Might have been
girls
better
that
off if
have
you said persevere, but then probably not.
High standards that
Some-
they claim to hate about
I
feminism
think it was
is
lose-lose
absolutely
at that
rampant.
point.
You're right. No
And
good.
most of all, the red pill manosphere has co-opted my favorite movie,
He
The
was in a
Matrix,
way where he could
which is
not
why
save
criticizing
it.
them is met with their response of, everyone I don't like is part of the Matrix. Even if you're very vocal on opposing woke
Yeah, they're constantly getting
ideology, you
put in a
don't really
position where they
care.
put
It's
their
very
foot in their
much
mouth
a
when they get real
us
pushback.
versus them mentality. You're either with them or you're against them.
That's the problem. You want to fight against the Matrix? Don't look at this guy. Look at the Hollywood moguls who are telling you that that Margot Robbie should be Barbie.
In this video, George talks about Margot Robbie being casted as Barbie and how she is too old to play Barbie. And how her being 32 years old in the film as opposed to 25 is literally the same thing as race swapping a character.
If you had a problem with miscasting of, let's see, a black woman as what, Marie Antoinette? I'm trying to think of some other, like, where we're doing like sort of like either gender swaps or we're doing like racial swaps. If you have a problem with that, you should have a problem with Margot Robbie as well.
And if you don't view her being 32 as opposed to 25 as literally being the same as a race swap, well, so, then you're kicked out of the club.
Because I got all these guys who were formerly red pill.
At least when she's not belching.
The same game that they criticize.
What's wrong with
other
belching
guys,
women?
Male feminists. You're
belching
basically
women
a
is
male
hot.
feminist right now, guys. How
Whatever floats you
dare
broke, bro.
You're a disgrace to the manosphere. You're a disgrace to the
Nothing wrong with women belching.
Give me their badge. Turn in your mad card. Turn in your mad card.
The redheaded libertarian ran a poll on if 25-year-old Margot Robbie is hotter or 33-year-old Margot Robbie is hotter. So
you haven't seen the compilation,
an identical poll, except for one thing. I switched the photos, and it turns out that people can't tell the difference. Out of over 4,000 votes, 67.5% of voters voted for 25-year-old Margot Robbie, which was actually 33-year-old Margot Robbie.
Eventually it becomes like,
poll, which
all right,
had 11,000 votes, had almost identical results.
Might make you change your opinion.
Where 66.9% of voters
voted I don't want to watch on stream
year-old Margot Robbie was hotter. In both instances, they voted 33-year-old Margot Robbie as more attractive. But I guess they're all feminists too, right? This whole situation reminds me of that one subreddit where people post photos of themselves to be rated on how attractive
that I
they
don't
are.
agree
And when
with
beautiful
is a
women are
feminist in the
posted,
red
the
pill,
Redditors have to humble them. You could be
That's
a
their
fallen
version of
angel and they'll
Nazi.
be like, 4 out of 10. And the moderators of this subreddit will literally ban people for giving too high of a rating. You gave an attractive girl a 7 out of 10? You better watch your step, bud. They're trying to humble these women because by doing that, they personally don't have to self-improve to get to the woman's level. They can instead bring her down to their own level. And that same sentiment is what I get from the manosphere as well. If I were a Red Pill manosphere podcaster, I'd probably say something like, these modern men are dehumanizing.
The problem I have with polls
they expect to get hot women out of their league, go 50-50 with them, and then expect to get 3 wives when they can't even pay for the meal of 1. What makes you,
like, you can't go by that.
balding,
Obviously, it's a
broke,
biased
fat loser, think that they deserve
at that point.
You think that you deserve 3 hot
People do it a
women
lot,
and you can't
especially
even
on stream.
afford
It's
to
like,
pay
oh,
for
who
them?
thinks
These
this
modern
person's
men
wrong?
are absolutely
Put a 1 in the chat. Obviously, they're gonna put a 1 in the chat, which is fine with the 1 in the chat. But when you actually do a poll, it's a little weird.
You deserve a soap
Well,
that
what I think
looks
with the
as
poll
good as
she
it
did, though, it was
smells.
kind of
They carry
ingenious
beautiful
because it's kind of
soaps for
neutral
men, women,
in a
as
sense
well
to
as
her.
unisex. They are a small
Because
business
it's
and
Margot
recently
Robbie.
updated
Do you
their
think she's
formula
hot when
with
she's
cleaner
older or younger?
ingredients, all of
Like,
which
I don't
are
know
listed
how
right
many
there
people
for
she
you to
polled,
see. In honor of Barbie,
what
they're running
information
a pink
was in
out
there.
sale, so if you
But
buy
then she
2 bars
flipped
of
the
soap,
pictures,
you get 1 for
so it's
free
almost
by
like
using the
almost
code
like a blind test.
A new batch of Bimbo bars that I helped design.
It was pretty
the
good
Look Up
though.
and
But I
Saw
understand what
are
you mean about
available for
polls, though.
pickup promotion,
You're basically polling
as
your
well
own
as the
community.
Flower Power
Yeah,
soap
so
that I also helped
go
design.
one way.
They smell like sweet strawberries
The
and
results
fresh
would be-
flowers. Everyone needs soap. Visit ReedStreetSoap.com
If you poll your
to
community and they
become
go
Bimbo.
against you,
Now
like,
back to the video. George's
maybe they're
delusion
probably in
knows
the
no
wrong
bounds.
place.
He thinks he's
Not necessarily in the wrong
recognized
place.
as Father Red
I think
Pill
it's
like
good to
Patrice
watch
O'Neal,
people you
but
don't
in
agree
reality,
with
it's not
more than
George's
anything,
photos
so
that
I'm
people
gonna
have
take
on
that
their walls and
that
tables.
comment
Considering
back.
that George charges $1,000 to speak to him one-on-one, you
I think
would
you
think
should
that people
absolutely
dedicated shrines
watch
to
people
this
you
guy.
don't
I mean, he
agree
does
with
act like
more
a
than
cult
you watch
leader.
people.
But I
that you
usually
do.
charge about $1,000 an hour for my
Right.
one-on-one stuff. I'll just tell you that right now. If you say, "Hey, I want a one-on-one with you, Rolo," just understand it's going to be about $1,000 an hour. That's what my time is worth these days. And
He really
I'll be
thinks he's
happy
worth that
to
much?
analyze your situation and give you a more detailed thing.
Yeah, he's helping men all right. He's helping them empty their wallets. Has anybody actually
Someone
been
actually
desperate enough
pays
to
that, I'd
spend
be amazed.
$1,000 for an hour?
I mean,
of his
obviously
time?
somebody probably
OnlyFans
has.
girls on Red Pill Podcast get humbled for overvaluing themselves all the time for asking for guys that make 6 figures. George is way more delusional
that's
than
quick.
those girls. For perspective, in America,
That was
an
way
average
quicker than I
therapist
thought.
makes like $90 $90 to $150 an hour. A really good one might make like $250. So you're telling me that George is worth 4 times more than a good therapist is. But you know what? Maybe I'm just not red pill aware enough.
Because I'm red pill aware right now.
You would think with how much he charges, he wouldn't feel the need to lie for clicks. Like how he lied about Jordan Peterson's daughter, Michaela Peterson. Michaela confronts George on her podcast about how he read a Twitter thread about her with a list of rumors that he didn't bother to fact check before making judgments and statements about it on his stream.
So in your video, you said, she brought her dad to Russia, and then while he was in the hospital, went off and, partied with Andrew Tate, which wasn't right because that was 3 months earlier. I just wanted to clarify that.
Well, that's the information that
people
I had
normally
And he didn't say sorry to her. He was just kind of like, oh well. And that lack of accountability
I don't
shows
feel
up
like you
again
have
when Michaela Peterson
like if you vet the video
about him
before you
comparing
watch it
her
on
to
stream, then that
Casey
kind of
Anthony.
removes the
And so I
whole
stopped taking birth control
reaction
just in case it was.
portion of
But
it.
yeah, I did stop taking it, and that ended up
That'd be
resulting
fake.
in Scarlett, who I'm thrilled to have, but it definitely put
That'd
a
be
bit
more
of a
grifty than anything.
kibosh on the direction I thought my life was going to take. However, it ended up not being a negative thing. It ended up being a positive thing, but it was scary.
Put a kibosh on my personal life. Sound like killed a party? Sure does to me.
I didn't like the comparison that you made between me and Casey Anthony, who murdered her kid and then put her in the trunk so that she could go party. I thought that was not very nice.
And what's his justification of lying about her and misrepresenting her? Well, it gets clicks.
I'm not saying that that's what you
I wouldn't
wanted to
blame
do,
her if she
okay?
did,
I'm
whatever.
just using Casey Anthony
He's
as
a
one
famous
prime example
dude.
of that. I used other examples as well.
Well,
Yeah,
the thumbnail,
I would.
The thumbnail
I would
did
not.
have me, and I do thank you for picking a
Well,
good picture
let me-
of me,
let me
by the way, but
explain-
it did have me and then kill to party
Well, let me
next to that.
explain to you the dynamics of thumbnail creation, which you maybe
Get
already
in that
know. When
Bugatti.
you put people's face on there, when you put people's recognizable faces on there, when you have to see the whites of their eyes, and you're not the first one I've ever done this with, by the way. That's simply how you get impressions on YouTube right now.
He has
that's
absolutely
your
no
excuse?
shame and
Content?
wussies out anytime he's confronted.
Again,
Way
I
to
think a
go,
lot of
buddy.
people, when they watch that, they think that I was making a hit piece or an attack piece on you. So it's more of like an illustration rather than like, oh, I'm going to take you down.
So when I say, the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hope.
Hoop earrings, duly noted. Thank you very much.
So if I do hashtag hoop earrings, there you go.
He's a tough guy until a woman confronts him. That's not very high value alpha male of him.
Let you know, like before we jump in here, it's like my point is not like to destroy Lauren
Lies.
Southern, but it's just to sort of clear the
You
air.
know
and
that's
I
what you
try
thought
not
you were
to
going to
make it
do.
a personal attack, but that doesn't mean that everybody in the chat isn't like,
Oh my god, I remember watching this Lauren versus
Mr. I
Rolo.
don't try to do
She
personal
really put
attacks.
him on
Proceeds
edge.
to tweet
Should I
that
watch
live
that
streamer
next?
Destiny and Lauren have a love
If
story.
you can
I haven't
find
seen
it.
What is
it,
the
so I'll
evidence
find it
based
and
on?
see if I can
Well,
watch it
George did a
next.
live stream where he
Like I
raised
can't
the
remember if
email
she took
of
it down.
Lauren
I mean, I
Southern's
tried to watch it
ex-husband.
again
Take
because it was so
notice how
good and I
George
couldn't find
provides
it.
no evidence, especially
Maybe
on
it's
his
somewhere
claim about
archived or
Lauren
something.
Southern being
Yeah,
pregnant.
people are always just
Destiny
gonna see
was
what they
her
want to
ticket
see.
to getting
Nobody's
back
gonna.
in the YouTuber
truth
game.
is
I had
subjective.
received information that they were hanging out a lot when her U.S. travel ban was lifted.
That's why
they
people
started
say my
sleeping
truth
with
all
each
the
other
time.
as he is in some kind of relationship like that. Lauren then
Nobody
got
wants to be
pregnant,
held to
and it was a
something.
girl. They just started formalizing the relationship as I guess there's a kid involved.
He's clearly okay with doing personal attacks.
Oh, is that
he
Chud
just
Logic
doesn't
in
want to
that
take
video right there?
responsibility for it.
There's your third party. I'm the messenger.
He's making his way everywhere.
Yeah,
And this is the
he's
same guy
doing
that
pretty
gets
good for
uppity
himself.
about
He's
holding
appearing
modern
more
women
than
accountable.
even
When you're
Destiny
making an
lately.
example of people, or when you are
Between his
holding women
personal
accountable or
dramas
having a debate with
and
somebody.
But when it's time for him to be held accountable, he just does the cop out. Why just work
the
here?
fact that
I know.
he's
I just work
his
here. I
editor
just report the news. I report
DK
the
draws a
facts.
lot of attention.
His hands are clean.
His
Meanwhile,
name's
he's getting giddy
out
like a
there a
teenage
lot.
girl about to gossip at the lunch table.
Yeah, what's the point in being all discreet? Well, we're not. We're gonna end that. We're gonna end that streak right now. Okay. You guys ready for your bombshell? Here's your bombshell.
Speaking of personal attacks, there is a debate between the live streamers Destiny, who we mentioned earlier, Sneeko versus George, and George could not define what a high-value man was, despite his entire Red Pill brand being centered around it.
That
It
was
all
a
revolves
pretty
around this
embarrassing
tweet that George
stream, to
made
be
that
honest.
lists the steps on how to become a high-value male,
Oh,
one
yeah.
of which includes getting a vasectomy, which is why Destiny responds to Rolo saying that with this.
What if your definition of a high-value man is being getting into a trade and having 5 kids by the time you're 22?
You
It's not.
guys-
One of the tweet was, you've got some conception of a high-value man. Here are 8 points that you think you need to do to get to it, and now you've gotten blown the fuck up on the vasectomy, which you
Yeah,
probably
that's-
realize is fucking retarded. But you're too old.
That
and
is
stubborn to
about the
walk
most
away.
absurd
That's the
thing
point
I've
of
heard a
it.
red pill person
asked
say.
what he
That
defines as
vasectomy
a
stuff.
high-value
What
male,
is
he
going?
proceeds to
And
dodge
then he
the
wouldn't
question.
admit
So
that
what
he
is
was
that?
wrong.
Telling like
He was
stories
like,
from Vietnam.
yeah.
Like, just say, what is a high-value man?
That's
the
what
first
I
part of the
meant.
tweet. What does
But
that mean?
it's not advice, obviously. It's obviously advice. What else do you consider it?
I'm going to say is a high-value man. You guys are
Just, I mean, how many men do you think actually went out there and got a vasectomy?
matter what I say is
what he said.
high-value man.
Telling people what you think is a good idea that would be beneficial to you is advice.
You're not defining what A is.
Regardless of what he
way
thinks.
to becoming a high-value man.
Telling
is
somebody
the
how
advice.
they should do something or the
What is
best
high-value
way
man?
to do something.
We can't have an argument if
is
I don't even know
advice.
what your
The
definition
point is the very fact that you're even asking me this
Mm.
in the
It's so
first place
weird that he
is
like
the actual
tries
point
to
of a
take the cop out of
tweet,
It's
okay?
not
When you ask
actually
him to defend
advice.
his position on a basic level, he has no argument, and instead he gets emotional and launches insults and basically has a melty.
Because the point of it was to get douche nozzles like yourself to have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? Douche nozzles?
You guys are idiots.
I thought he wasn't like those other red pill
Douche
guys.
nozzles.
And that sensationalism, that sells. You know what doesn't sell? When you're trying to intellectually break it down. I just want somebody to go, yeah, get her, Kevin Samuels. Tell her she's average at best. That's all.
People are
sizzle, that's
overblowing
no
what
steak,
the
that's no
Destiny thing
substance.
when
If I'm gonna
him
break
and
it down,
Sneeko
it's not just red meat,
destroyed.
it's also the meat, right? It's sizzle and steak rather than
I
just
thought it
sizzle.
was
Those
an
other red pill
absolutely
guys
a
sell
destruction
sizzle.
of Rolo.
I sell steak.
But it did have me and then kill to party
Let me
next to that.
explain to you.
Surely his moral
I
superiority
thought he looked
is
absolutely
the reason
terrible
for his
there.
lack of success that he loves to complain about.
That's out of my.
And plus, he was on a huge platform.
Want to read? I've been doing this
That
for
was
200 freaking years.
favorable
And just
towards
like
him.
those other red pill guys,
Mhm.
he also
On
likes
people
to
who
promote
tout
non-committal
him all the
relationships
time.
as well as hookup culture.
That's
And you
really
better take
bad
care of
for
your
him.
kids, Buster, because that's what a real
Oh,
man
the
does. You better look
vasectomy
like this
thing.
guy
Yeah.
on the right side right there.
I
That's your
do agree.
responsibility. That's why men exist.
The
This
vasectomy
is
thing
your
in and of
purpose for
itself
being, right?
isn't
And it's funny.
that bad.
I can make the case for
but him defending
your
it
purpose for
so
being is to
vehemently
have a commitment to
makes
yourself
it
like
so
Dan
much
Bilzerian,
worse.
to be the best version of yourself for yourself versus
Because
the
like
best
if he had
version of
just been like,
yourself
yeah,
to save the
it's
West.
not the best
Please
advice for
God, to
everybody,
please
but
your wife,
if you
because
really don't
mama
want to
ain't
have
happy,
kids, the
God
best
ain't
way to
happy.
do it
Just
is
do what
actually
feels
getting a
good,
vasectomy.
queen. Don't let no man tell you.
Casual sex. Feminism has
But I mean, if
influenced
you're
that in
not
some
rich,
way.
Sleep with
you
who
can't
you
really
want. They
afford
can't
that.
sleep
So
shame you, queen.
And
That's
again,
That'd be
male
help-
empowerment.
the red
And
pill
the
doesn't
pregnancy
give advice
test,
to normal
you could
people.
say, "Oh, this is a flex." No, that's our
They're not
insurance
giving you-
policy because
Go
that's
ahead,
insurance
sorry.
to keep you around. And if you
No, I'm
believe
just
it,
be
that's even
hilarious
that
to
much
hear his
better. If you
take on like
gaslit
birth
yourself into
rates and
thinking that
stuff
that's a
and
flex.
You know,
Yeah.
after
Trying to
hearing him call
populate-
children
repopulate
just
the,
insurance policy
country and
to
whatnot.
hold men
Telling people get a
hostage,
vasectomy.
you really wouldn't think that he's been married for 26 years
He
with a
probably
daughter.
thinks
As a
birth rates are
father
too
with
high.
a daughter, it's
Would be my
really
guess.
surprising how much he encourages men to rack up women's body counts, considering that this could be his daughter that some guy does this to. If you sleep with guys on the first night, well, now you're racking up your body count and you're not worth marrying.
From a statistical standpoint right now, when women get to be, past 31 or 32 years old, and they're looking for and complaining about why they can't find the right guy or the nice guy.
Why did Brittany feel
that
it
is
necessary
guy
to
that is
mention
the
his
boyfriend that
daughter
decided
or wife?
They wanted to settle down with.
Well,
That's not the guy
I
that
kind
they
of
wanna
get the
have,
context
hot fun
why
sex with when they
she
were in
wanted
their-
to do
their
that in
crazy
context
college
here
years, and now
because
they're ready to get serious.
But if you don't sleep with that
He-
high-value alpha male on the first
Uh,
night, well,
it's kinda
now
unnecessary.
You lost
You're
them,
right.
and it's your fault.
Clearly, he makes
But
a lot of money. Clearly, he's jacked. Clearly, he's
makes her
he's
point
an ideal
more
guy that I would really
salient
like to get
because
with. He's not going to say, okay, well,
he
you know,
has
if
a
you don't have
daughter and
sex
he's
with me, that's-
teaching
he's not-
guys
that
to take
conversation
advantage of
doesn't happen.
women.
He just
So
doesn't talk to you.
Oh,
at least that's the
okay.
way
You are-
she's
you're
looking
pushed
at
out and another
it.
girl comes in.
Does he tell his daughter to
I
sleep
didn't know
with
the whole
men as soon as
context.
she
That's
meets
why I
them
asked.
and then blame her for it too? George is encouraging a no-win scenario where you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Men being responsible or their families, yes. Responsibility is very important for men.
He preaches about responsibility for men being good, but as soon as push comes to shove, that sentiment is nowhere to be found.
When you're talking about a society that prioritizes the sexual strategies of women above that of men, is it men's responsibility for that, or should those guys say, no, I'm not gonna settle down with you. I don't have any obligation to marry you. I don't have any obligation to give you a commitment, because your sexual strategy from the time you were, say, 18 till about 28 years old had nothing to do with planning for the long term.
Aren't you making men weaker by babying them and taking all of their responsibility away? In case you're wondering what George's response to that sentiment is, basically he never addresses the counter arguments that Lauren made in that debate, and instead goes on a long-winded spiel like it's your grandfather telling an old story about women hypergamy.
There are two people that are having sex, and they are both responsible.
So what they're doing is they're looking for a guy who is at their level or above their level.
He does not address the arguments because he doesn't know how to. He just knows how to respond with his pre-written NPC lines that he regurgitates over and over.
When you talk about hypergamy, it's alpha seed and beta need. It's not that every woman will, it's that any woman can.
I literally feel like he's an NPC in a video game, and I'm clicking A as he does his lines. Alpha seed, beta need. Beta bucks, alpha fuck. It's not that a woman will, it's that a woman can. His hypergamy spiel about 80% of women only being intimate with 20% of men, it really reminds me of feminists saying that the body standards are too high.
That's what we call the 80-20. Okay? 80% of guys, and I can show you this statistically through, there's a great book called Dataclysm. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but statistically speaking, women do not want to have, they find 80%, sometimes 85% of men unattractive.
Speaking of which, like a woke feminist,
Jesus, how condescending he just was.
about women only doing 20% of it. This study isn't even online.
That's yet another problem I have with people in debates. People I don't want to talk
This study is
against
so
in
old
debates
that
and
we
stuff.
didn't even have filters.
Because a lot of people
like that.
don't just
And
give you an
dating apps
answer,
weren't
but they
really
condescend to you while giving you the
we drew
answer.
from this irrelevant data of women only scoring omega alpha is really misleading.
Women were like rated a 5 out of 10. We're far more likely to message another 5 out of 10 than a man who was a 5 out of 10 was to message a 5 out of 10. So when it came to actual content, which I think is the important aspect, the majority of men were more likely to actually message and engage with 1% of women. Whereas women may have rated men lower, but they were more likely to engage with the men that were in the lower categories.
That debate was from around 2 years ago, and he still uses that statistic.
Getting back to the 80%ers and the 20%ers, the majority of the greatest inventions and innovations, they were created by the guys who are in the 80% trying to find a way out.
And he does it in a way to demonize women.
Woman's sexual strategy, so that she's looking for the guy who has that provisioning capability.
Yeah, Ben definitely
he also
does that
still
as
has to
well.
be hot. And he also still has to be virile. He also has to have good testosterone levels, and he's got to be taller, and he's got to have the six-pack abs.
As if men wouldn't also be
not
intimate
wrong.
with hotter women if they could over an average one. If there's one thing that I agree with George on, it's that furthering the divide between men and women is not conducive for a healthy, functioning society.
Women need a man like a fish needs a bicycle, right? We've been hearing that since the 70s.
Like when he says gotta be taller, gotta be taller, gotta have
What?
six pack.
He says we've been hearing this since the 60s. I've never heard that statement before.
And George's
No, I always thought at the end of the day,
not
it's about
conducive for that
competency.
healthy society.
Yeah.
It encourages
I mean-
people to
I mean,
look
looks
at a
help,
culture
but-
which is the opposite of forming families, and it encourages being helpless and blaming the other gender. The red pill ideology in general is very dehumanizing. It doesn't cultivate a healthy outlook on dating. It's very much like a cult. You have the old guy figurehead selling himself as a high-value male for his followers to worship him. In cults, they have in-group terminology, kind of like how the manosphere does. And in cults, they'll have you sacrifice your life savings if that's what it takes to contribute. This reminds me of Jack Murphy's program, the Liminal Order, Andrew Tate's pyramid scheme. If you question them or their ideology, they label you as a traitor or a feminist and revoke your membership.
The new sort of anti-red pill rhetoric that's going on by the same guys who made a damn good living off of it for the last 2 years, duly noticed and duly noted. Your names
Yeah,
are
I
now
agree.
in the
Hookup
book.
culture
We know who's for real
is
and who's
pretty
about to
dependent
who's not
on
right
this.
now. So when all this is over,
for
when the
staying
election
away
cycle
from
is
hookup
done,
culture,
you want to
things
come back to the
change.
manosphere.
And skepticism is not allowed. Are you a male feminist or something?
You're basically a male feminist right now, guys. You're a disgrace
But
to the manosphere.
I wonder.
Give me their badge. Turn to your man.
I wonder if the red pill was like an evolution out of the pickup artist thing because they were getting a lot of flack.
Don't listen to anything he has to say.
I think
And
so.
He's been married for
So they
25
kind of
years.
went to
The
this.
red pill manosphere ideology
Because
is
PUA is pretty unpopular overall.
For every guy that's out there that seems like really messed up and really like
So they've
hates
all
women,
just
and I
switched to
understand
this
why
kind of
that
thing.
is, because a lot of
Like
guys
putting
right
a new
now
face on it.
see the manosphere or see the red pill as sort of their validation.
Because I mean, that is
for
the
why their
basis
lives
of
are
everything that they talk
And
about.
they give you a rebirth, so to speak. In
is
this. Just like
to get
George
women
here
and
is saying that he
become
is
like
saving lives.
you know, literally come out to conventions and talks that I've given just so that they can tell you
Get bitches, get money.
plan to kill themselves. They'd actually set a date to kill themselves and then canceled that date because they read my first book and they go, it all became very clear. Now I understand what's
Why do
going
I not
on. And now
believe that
I
at
realize
all?
that I have accurate information and I can sort of rebuild my life according to that accurate information right now.
Sometimes even on YouTube or Twitter. Ludwig, you saved my life. No, I didn't save your life. What do you mean I saved your life? I've been playing Pokemon and Among Us in Minecraft. All I did was play games, and you used me as a distraction to maybe get through a bad period or whatever it was. But you didn't. You used me. You could have used anything, so stop giving me the credit that you deserve for doing all the work. I don't know you. How can I save you? Come on, think about it.
Joining this cult is like entering the crab bucket. You try to crawl out, and they drag you right back down to their level so that you can
Actually,
suffer
pretty
together. Just as
salient
the red pill
point
dehumanizes
from
women and paints them as evil, women
Ludwig.
and responsible see that and
I'm sure he
assume
hears
that
that
all
kind of
guys
stuff a
are
lot.
like these guys in the red pill manosphere.
Like people
the red
telling
pill
him,
is
"You
encouraging
saved my
not only
life.
for men to
You
hate
got me
women,
through
but
a really
also
hard
for
time."
women to hate men.
I've said this before.
No,
that
you
the
got
red pill
yourself
doesn't
through it. You
exist
just use me as a distraction to help
men
you.
will hate women.
Yeah, to
It
be honest, I'd
exists
hate
so
to hear
men
something
will
like that.
I'm
I'm like,
happy to be that distraction, but
sometimes it's hard. Sometimes
you go to
there's
yourself.
resentment.
As much as George says that the red pill
yeah,
does
I'd
not
feel
make
weird
men
if I ever
hate
got a
women,
comment like
it
that.
has done a fantastic job at wedging the divide
I
between
think that's an amazing
and
answer
turning
to
men
it. That's probably
into
the
the
best
feminists
answer to it that I've heard.
If you guys enjoyed
Yeah.
this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and
Normally
leave a
I hear
comment,
people
and
say,
maybe
"Oh,
a
thank
comment
you.
and
I'm
share
glad you thought that about me."
This video took a long time
They'll
to
like take the
research,
credit,
and after
which
watching all
is
this,
fine.
It really does make me sad
Whatever.
to see that men genuinely are becoming
Somebody
jaded
is
from
still
this
giving you
movement,
credit
and
for
I hope
something
that
you
this video brings some light to
aren't
it.
wrong
Also
to
follow
take
my
that
social
credit.
media, it's in the description, and don't forget to pick up some soap. Use code INKOUT. Bye bye.
80%, at least 80% of guys do not have that authority. They have no say whatsoever.
If you want women to set the rules, then we can have that gynocentric world. That's fine. But if you guys want to do this whole "we're alpha, we run the world, we need to get out of this
I don't know what
gynocentrism," then
this
maybe you do
spore
need to take that
blossom
mind if I
is.
am my sister's keeper. Step up, take that responsibility, because there's a whole lot of talking about how we want men to run the world, and then a whole lot of complaining about, oh man, well then we have to do all the work. Well, yeah.
Alright, let's check out the Lauren video. Let's see if I can find it. Is it not just here? Oh, here we go.
I just know that like she took
reacting to it.
she took it down like immediately after.
Aw. Why?
I have no idea.
Alright, well then if she doesn't want people watching it, then I'm not gonna watch it. I can respect that. What should I do next? Any videos that anybody wants me to watch next? pop up, let me know. If not, I can find something for sure. I wish I was better on panels and stuff. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to be more respectful on them. Can't link them. I'm going to give you a temporary mod privilege so you can link it. Actually, you should be able to link it. What happens if you... Does it just not let you post a link? Because I should be able to see it on my side still. Maybe not.
Hi, I'm Dave.
That's not Dave. I'm Dave. How dare you? So you know you're on stream.
Oh. Did I mind my P's and Q's?
Yeah. Your mic's also getting a lot of feedback right now for some reason.
Alright, I'll quit.
Thanks. Can you DM it to me on Discord, Tom? I wonder what kind of delay I have. I haven't actually checked. I don't know, just any kind of... anything to react to. Just give me something. Not me. I don't want to react to myself. I actually hate hearing my voice back, too. So that's something I'm going to have to get used to. I avoid rewatching things I've been on.
Hey, Dave.
What's up?
I'm going to put it in the side chat.
Okay, that'll do.
I think there's a few... I know it's about Baldur's Gate 3, but there's a few tips for streamers, I think, in that.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Nice. Let me pull that up real quick.
Alright, have fun with that.
Will do. Set a channel status? What? I didn't even know that was a thing. Boom. There we go.
Baldur's Gate 3 is taking
I also really like
by
watching
storm.
Asmongold.
At its peak, a whopping 800,000 plus concurrent players were playing this weekend,
Baldur's
catapulting
Gate
it to the number
3
8
and I love
most
Asmongold.
played
They're
of
both
all
great.
time spot. The gaming community has sung its praises, and it's incredibly refreshing to play a feature-complete game of this caliber.
You know, I can never get into the first two.
Like every time I
What,
hear
Asmongold? Oh, the first two Baldur's
No,
Gates?
yeah.
I love Baldur's Gate, all of them.
2001.
The whole franchise.
But AAA
Partially
game
because
developers
I'm
want you to know
a
it's like a
D&D nerd at heart. So.
Rockstar level nonsense
I just had trouble getting.
that it's foolhardy to set expectations higher,
Mhm.
and Baldur's
I
Gate
just had
3
trouble
should
getting.
not be used as a raised standard to RPGs going forward. Why was the first response to defend the current state of AAA gaming as opposed to saying
Because they're working in
I just had trouble getting them run back in the
they
day.
are making the shit games that people don't
Really?
like. So whenever
Yeah, I don't know. I
somebody
think
makes
it's like I got a crappy monitor and the resolutions. You know, it always got janked out.
defensive because whenever you compare it to their game,
And then I downloaded it on my phone. It's like, there's no way you can play this on the phone.
Pretty simple, really.
Hey, maybe
too
we can learn
tiny.
a thing or two from Baldur's Gate 3 and make our game better for our customers.
My energetic
That's not the
wall.
goal. It's not the goal is to make the game better for the
I've
customer.
tried to play Icewind Dale.
Now, sometimes those goals align, for sure. But let's not forget that there's a
doing here,
one
bud?
hand, and gamers are.
You too.
So
Get
kicked
off
off
my
way
platform.
back on July 8th, a lifetime ago by internet standards, I know, when a writer and BAFTA nominee, Xavier Nelson, took to Twitter to express...
By the way, this guy, I feel like a lot of what he said wasn't entirely wrong, and it was mainly a criticism of the way that AAA gaming is not willing to take risks on things. Like, I actually think that almost everything
I haven't
this
done
dude
console
said,
gaming
I
in
went
quite
through
a while
every
now.
tweet, every video he did. He was right. It's just that it was expressed in a way, especially whenever it's expressed without context. And given the context of like everything else he said, people can pick out that
IWD,
line and be
Icewind
like, you know, like what the fuck. I actually agree with some stuff he said. Yeah,
I read all the R.A. Salvatore books, so that's why
Concerns about Baldur's
I
Gate
really
3,
like Baldur's Gate.
namely that fans would use Baldur's Gate 3 to apply criticism
Well, maybe not
or a
all of them,
raised
but I read
standard
the
to
Driz
RPGs
Theoden
going
series,
forward.
I should say.
My rebuttal is, why shouldn't customers have raised standards?
What about that one game that came out? It was an action RPG, but it was based on R.A. Salvatore. What it was?
Less effort and cost more money.
Hmm.
So, like, for example, like, let's say McDonald's, let's say Burger King.
I can't even think of the name right now.
McDonald's hamburgers that much. I love Burger King. I think Burger King's amazing. People sleep on Burger King all the time. They're wrong. Anyway, let's say Burger
you're
King
wrong.
says, you know what, guys? We've had it. We've had enough with these single hamburgers. From now on, we are only selling double hamburgers at the price of single hamburgers. Only doubles for the same amount of money. From now
Yes,
on.
Kingdom of
Who's
Amalur
gonna be
Reckoning. That
mad
was
about
it.
that?
Oh.
Doctors.
I never played
And
that.
also, Wendy's.
Yeah, they made a big deal of it. Big deal out of it being a Salvatore-based game.
Steak and shake.
I ended up skipping through most of the dialogue though. It was like dark elves, light elves, all kinds of crazy
They
stuff.
have increased the standard, and
elves, high
everybody
elves,
else has to
dark
either meet that
elves,
standard or not.
Duergar,
And that's why
the
it's
Underdark,
bad for them.
Drow.
3,000 years ago, I went to business school.
All these
I
words.
had a business degree. I'll never forget.
Or some
whenever
link.
We had
I have no idea what you're talking about. Wink, wink.
Tell us
I just love
price
that
war isn't good for anybody.
D&D itself
that's the way they think.
like recognized all his
Why shouldn't
creations
some
and added
AAA
them in.
developers raise their own standards? Are we really
2012, yeah, that was back in the day.
Shouldn't be a little upset right now and hoping for an improvement in the industry going forward? Rockstar just announced
me and you.
a $50
Yeah.
remake, conversion
Doesn't feel
of the
long at
original
all.
Red Dead Redemption
Yeah.
for the PlayStation 4 and Switch that has no mention of a 4K update, no mention of 60 FPS, and no mention of multiplayer support. The game came out 13 years ago, and the Xbox port does everything they're offering, and then some for free with your 360 copy. Go buy a brand new copy of the Game of the Year edition on Amazon right now for $30 and you're good to go. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, when released on PC, had furious fans citing numerous problems getting the game to run, frequent crashes, and similar problems on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox. EA apologized and is still working to fix the issues.
That's actually not true. They did fix the issues, and the problems with Jedi Survivor were solved. It's okay now. I played through almost all of it. And so, yeah, they did actually improve it. However, yes, it was very bad on release, and it was not acceptable. They did? Yeah, they did.
Destiny 2 just released a State of the Game blog saying, amongst other things, that they don't have the resources to release new ritual armor every season. But that same studio manages to create new armor sets in the shop for up to $20 a pop with...
Well, yeah, because that's on the store, and they make money from the store, and they don't make money from people playing the game.
True.
What the hell do you expect?
without fail every season. Diablo 4 unabashedly has several character skins priced at
I absolutely hate
$20
this stuff
each,
lately.
and just released their first
that
season
everything
that had
has like a
that was
battle pass
so poorly
or
thought
some
out that the
other
developers
form
had to
of
have an emergency
in-game-
live stream to apologize. And
They also had to have an emergency
Small-
live stream
what do they
to
call them?
apologize for the first
Microtransactions?
emergency live stream that wasn't received.
I remember when this first came out. I was like, "What the hell?" We just paid $6 for it.
I don't mind if it's just like a
Since
cosmetic
we've
thing,
begun
like League
working
of
to
Legends
revert
did.
those changes.
Yes.
I think that's perfectly fine. But once it starts
Okay,
like
you
being
need a
like
more comparable RPG
experience
example of why
upgrades
fans
and
are
shit like
heralding
that.
Baldur's Gate 3 as a breath of fresh
That
air.
stuff gets
Look no further than Mass Effect Andromeda, which was
Like paying to cheat, basically.
Yeah.
My face is tired from
Yeah, that's just that's.
everything.
Or Cyberpunk 2077
Yeah, I don't care for all
that made
that.
promises about last-gen game consoles that it couldn't keep. It took CDPR almost a
I
year.
remember trying to
get
play
that
Remnant 1. That was hard for me.
Well, that looks like shit.
think I've
That looks
ever
like
played Remnant
fucking garbage. Wow. Yeah, no wonder people were mad.
I'll make this as clear as possible to contextualize
Yeah.
how fans are feeling. It feels like money.
That kind of a Dark
has become
Souls
more
vibe with
important than
guns.
the core experience for fans. That's why
it feels like.
I feel
Yeah.
The
you could
reason
say it
I
feels
think
that way.
that
As a matter of fact, I think it does.
more companies have gone to the
Yes.
microtransactions is because they're afraid
Yes,
to just
I
make
concur.
the game
I
cost
believe
more.
This is very true.
We've been on this $60 price point for
Elden
so
Ring,
long.
Baldur's Gate 3, and even The Legend of Zelda
People
Tears
will
of the Kingdom
pay
are
$100
being
for a
widely
game.
celebrated.
If you just give them the
what
whole
is up
game
with the excuses?
and
A
everything
game came
that
along
they'll
that is
ever need,
amazing, is selling well,
people
is
will
being
happily
praised by
pay
developers and
$100
fans
for a
alike, and the
good
response is, well, we can't do that.
Shoot, we used to
Well,
play
sweet.
$50
If that
for a
doesn't get me hyped
30-minute
Mass
game
Effect
back
4,
in the
I don't
day.
know what will. Xavier's tweet was well-intentioned, and he went on to add a lot of improvements.
people are
made
putting a lot
of
more
very
work
good
into the
points.
games now. They're way
Like,
better.
there's nothing wrong with what he said.
Thank you, Feist.
Context, but I think it misses the
I
perspective
love hearing my
of the
voice, too.
consumer.
But
No,
you
I
know,
don't.
because
I
and
love it.
this is the thing: is developers need to stop. Like
I
today,
hate the sound of
for
my own
example,
voice.
I said I was gonna.
I
play
like
Final
the way my
Fantasy
voice sounds in my
16.
head.
I had some serious shit.
I
come
hate
up,
how it sounds when
and
I hear
didn't
it
even
back.
go live until past 2 in the morning. But that's not your problem. And so I said, sorry, it's too bad. I'll try to do it tomorrow and do better. Like nobody gives a fuck about. It's so hard. Shut the fuck up, pussy. Stop crying. And it's like if you're not gonna do it,
Shut
that's
up,
fine.
pussy.
But stop fucking going and letting somebody pat you on the back for not doing it.
What's his claim to fame? I've never watched him.
World of Warcraft. He was the largest World of Warcraft streamer.
Bro, you're talking to people that work in construction, and you're gonna say that it's hard?
Who's that other guy? Moist Critical or something?
Yeah, Moist Critical is
But guess what?
just
To them, it's not.
everywhere.
I don't know anything about
But
game
he's
design
like
or
got a
how
different
hard it
name on
is.
every platform.
We want a game.
Moist Critical,
I don't know
Penguin
anything about how to build a
Zero.
car, but if I get that bitch with 3 wheels and they want me to pay for the 4th one as DLC, I'm gonna be pissed.
And they all look alike.
We just know that Destiny is deleting hundreds of dollars worth of expansions
all
when they
nerds.
feel like it. That Diablo is constantly reminding us to buy skins in their
Nerds
store.
with money.
And most PC ports have been abysmal lately.
Yeah, they have.
Remember, that tweet was made nearly a month before Baldur's Gate 3 blew up, and it was still contentious with fans.
Keep in mind,
Baldur's Gate doesn't have any microtransactions, does it?
It was some graphics.
No, I think they were advertising it as it being a complete game.
Definition, but overall.
Up about their frustrations, and developers chiming in to say what
Baldur's
felt
Gate
like
2.
game development is hard, you don't get it.
It is
Be
complete.
quiet. Baldur's Gate 3 is a game from a large, passionate studio that refuses to add microtransactions, gave players early access so they could address any problems that arose before launch, and is taking Steam Charts by storm. So why should fans not use that as a gold standard of how to do it right?
It is.
And why would a AAA studio not look at it and say, hey, maybe cramming microtransactions into our game isn't a good look?
Because most of the people that develop games are talentless losers that can't make a good game and don't know what the fuck they're
True.
doing. That's the real
Based
reason. That's
Asmongold.
actually the reason. It's the same thing as movies. It's just
Base
a joke.
take
They have no
Asmongold.
fucking idea what they're doing. They make trash games with trash mechanics, and people don't like them. This is the same with most jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Most
100%.
people are shitty at their job, I would say.
When Mass Effect 4 comes out, I don't want to see a $20 Liara skin. And I
don't
hope
know.
that
Does
its
IGN
performance
even
is
talk
tested.
about gaming stuff anymore? Last time I saw them, they were talking
That's
about
the
like
thing.
the Little
It is
Mermaid
like-
and shit.
If you purchase the games, if you
On the
play
YouTube
games,
channel is full of
they're gonna
gaming
keep
right
making
now.
them.
Last
That's
time I
why
looked,
FIFA comes out
a lot of the new stuff coming out.
I just saw him like I followed him on Twitter because I was like, oh cool, I can get gaming news. I never saw any gaming news on Twitter from them. They're talking about like the Little Mermaid being black and all this other weird stuff that has nothing to do with video games. I'm like, what the hell? What's up, Freddy?
Across all platforms before release. Am I in the wrong for not wanting microtransactions?
Well, maybe they
in a
pulled
stable
back a
video
little
game
bit on all
approach?
that.
It's not that you're in the wrong, it's that you're in the minority.
Yeah, that's
You're
what I was
right,
saying earlier,
but
Freddie.
most
I think
people are fucking
instead
dumb,
of
and they'll buy them anyway, and they'll buy into the
I
game
feel like
and they won't care.
$60 isn't enough
That's just the
for
way
them.
It goes because gamers,
So they feel like
every gaming boycott
they want
is only one 3-minute
most games haven't
cinematic away from
tried
being
making a
over.
higher
We
price
already saw
point,
that
which
with
they
Diablo
should.
4.
I
And
think at some
guarantee
point they
fucking
should
to you,
just
whenever Diablo
have
5
a
comes
base
out,
game
everybody's
cost
gonna be saying the
$100
same
and see what
thing.
happens. And they'd find that it's more effective
Credit
than
where credit's due now.
microtransactions.
There have been some really good examples
Microtransactions
of
make
AAA
people
games,
angry
like the Dead
and
Space
not want to
remake
play your
and the
games.
Resident Evil 4 remake come to mind.
That
Both
is
of which have been
absolutely
massive
just a
successes
true
for
fact.
EA and Capcom. Vampire Survivors came along and took the internet by storm last year. Do I need to bring up Elden Ring again? But that
Which is
tweet
also why I
blew
love
up
the fact that
in the
they're
development sphere, and frankly,
talking
the
about this
pushback is
now.
just ridiculous. Developers
Well,
should.
people are sick of getting excuses of why their games suck dick. I don't want to hear about, oh, it's hard to make a game work on PC. Oh, well, if it's so fucking hard, maybe you shouldn't have charged me $70 for it. Why don't you charge me $40, and then maybe I'll pay you the extra $30 whenever you decide to figure out what the fuck you're doing.
Hello, Missy T. Have a great day.
What's up, Missy T? I appreciate you popping in. 6:30 a.m. there, nice.
Nobody gives a fuck.
You just wake
It's
up.
the same as like as I tell you guys as streamers. Oh, people make a mean comment. They said I was fat. They said, oh my god, I'm gonna make a tweet about it.
I'm gonna try starting to stream early-ish in the day.
Shit.
Because
Nobody
none of
gives
the
a
people
fuck
that I
about
watch
how you
stream early in the
feel.
day, so
Dance, monkey, dance. What are you doing? And we're all
seems like a good
monkeys.
time to
If I go to your
get
store,
the crossover from
and you're
all
not,
of them.
not you, but the royal you.
First coffee.
And you're not, you're like,
Oh,
oh,
I'm already well
you
past
know,
first
I'm on
coffee.
my phone because, my car's in the shop. It's like, I can understand it a bit, but like, if this takes more than
That
5
first soda.
seconds, I'm gonna be upset because I came here to get a fucking hamburger and you're on your goddamn phone. Nobody
So
gives a
this is
fuck
just
about
the
your personal problems.
energy production down
Everybody
here.
is understanding to an extent, but to the extent that you are receiving a subpar product, that kindness is very limited.
Looking at what Baldur's Gate 3 did and trying to replicate where they can, not jumping up to defend games that are cramming in practices that fans are getting fed up with. And make no mistake about it, these decisions impact game design. Many games are utilizing battle passes and player engagement as a metric of success.
That's right. That's what matters. It's not about who's having fun. It's about who's playing the game.
Player, that means more grindy missions. That means
Now, remember,
more
like I
reminders to
said,
stop in the
if
shop.
anybody wants to
It
hop
means
in
a
and
boring
talk,
grind because keeping
I'm
players
both
engaged
in
is a key
my little side room
metric.
in Destiny,
Many of the
or
people who
in,
came out to talk about why
Speakeasies,
Baldur's Gate 3 shouldn't be the
Discord,
new standard
and my
have since walked
StreamYard
back
is
those
up.
statements, and
So
I'm
if you hop in
glad,
StreamYard
because
and
if
I
the
don't see you
industry
right away,
can't take a
'cause
good
I'm not
hard
going
look
to.
at what's going wrong.
Because I only
why
have 2
fans-
monitors at the moment set up.
You do have a lot of like it's a
Just
two-pronged issue. Is
say
that I
something
do
in
think
chat
the
and I'll pull you
developers
in.
and designers for a lot of games are talentless hacks. They have no fucking idea
Only
how to run
2?
their game, and they probably would just be better off if they just let
It
all
said only
decisions be made
Well,
by
that's
a
partially
poll
due to
by
the fact
player
that
base,
I'm
because
limited
they
on
have
my
no actual insight into game development. You listen to somebody like Kevin Jordan, one of the
I'm
original
limited on
designers for
my
Classic WoW, talk about
graphics
game
card.
design. This is a
Uh-huh.
fucking artist.
It's old.
You listen to one of these new guys
Yeah.
explain
I have a
why they need to have a
1070.
fucking microtransaction in a
Betcha,
single
betcha, I
player
got you
game.
beat.
This is a fucking
Yeah.
con artist.
Each.
All right, that's the
What's
difference.
yours?
And the other thing, I forgot what it was. What was
get
I
up
gonna
and
say?
Because if the industry can't take a good hard look at what's going
what we got
wrong,
here.
Oh, right, that's right. And so the other thing is that there is an element of truth to that. Is
It's
that
a
lot of
geo
times
force.
The good developers
Mine is
are
also a
getting
G-force.
handicapped by the executives, by
back.
upper level management, by people that are basically a living
G-force,
proof of the
RTX.
Peter principle. If anybody doesn't understand that, that's the idea that you get promoted up and up and up to a point of incompetence. And guess what? You don't get promoted anymore because you're bad at your current job. And so you got
1050
a
Ti.
corporation full of those people, and the other people that are being hired.
Actually, I
in,
think
this
yours is
person just
technically
used to
better
work
than
at
mine because it's
Volvo.
TI.
Now they're coming to work at Activision.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, I
guess
haven't
what?
had
They
it
don't
for a
know
while,
shit
and it's
about
still
video
been
games.
pretty
They
good
worked
at
in the
running
car
things, at
industry
least.
for 30 years.
Running.
So yeah, they've got no idea. Like the video game they play, the last video game they played was Tetris back in the 80s, and they had to quit.
just
You know,
throwing
because
things in here to see if
real
any
life
of them change.
took over. They had to go to college at that point. And so, you know, this person has no fucking idea what's going on, and they're making decisions for you. They're setting timetables that are unrealistic.
Started on my
It's
Hex
just
Rise
crazy.
stuff.
So yes, there is an element of this where like you have developers that I think do want to do something good, and it just turns out to be bad. But I'm gonna be honest. I think there's also a lot of bad developers and bad developers. I think there's a lot of really bad ones. I don't think we should give them fucking excuses. There's no designer, no developer. No executive. Bobby Kotick wasn't sitting behind the designer for Uber Lilith saying, make the color of the fireballs the same color as the floor.
I don't like the battle passes either, by the way.
No, he wasn't doing that. That was just a fucking idiot that had no
Miami
idea how
wants
to do
to know
their
why
job.
you were laughing.
That's it.
fans reacted the way they did to Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate 3,
yeah,
and then make impactful changes, we're screwed. Also, people
still
seem to be
think
using the fact
Diablo
that
3
Larian
is
is a
good,
big studio
but
against
I
them, the fact that they had a long
agree
development
that
cycle against them.
It is very
really
hindered
Blizzard
by
is
the
also a huge studio with over
shilling.
8,500 employees across several offices. They credited
The
every
fact that the
employee
game shows you
at
to buy
Blizzard
skins
in the
constantly
release of
is
Diablo
terrible.
4. Bungie is a
That
huge
Diablo
studio with over
3?
1,552
Diablo 4, I
employees
mean,
across
sorry, not
several
Diablo 3.
offices. BioWare is a huge studio with over 500 employees.
I don't know. It just
across
rubs me the
several
wrong
offices.
way of like paying money for a skin or something.
Rip Overwatch 2.
Because it is.
Yeah, I mean, how do you just re-release a game?
Realities are different. The industry's made with people of hearts
That's
and
literally
minds
all
and games.
Overwatch
You
2
look at
is.
Blizzard,
It's just
you make them hate
Overwatch
their job.
1
That's why games become
reskin, which
shitty.
will work for
No, I don't
Counter-Strike,
believe
don't
that.
get me wrong.
I think that just with
But
everybody else, every other job, there's people. that are
minor
bad at their
mechanical
fucking job.
changes are not what people
I
are
think
looking
it's
for out
actually
of
just that simple.
Overwatch.
I think that you're right in a lot of cases that there are people who had their soul crushed, and now they don't try as hard. You're definitely right about that too. It's
Oh,
not
I'm
that
sure
you're
they've
right.
considered
I
the
think that we're both
idea,
right.
but I think they're
I think
afraid
you're
to pull
right,
the
and
trigger
I
on it
also
until
think
they see somebody else do it first.
Larian is also a large studio with over 400
That's one of the
employees
biggest
across several
problems. Is
offices.
like
all of them
they're
have
not going to
established
take a
beloved
chance on
IPs
something.
with
They're
a
going
ton
to
of
do
lore
what
pull
they
from.
know works.
All of them have
and
a
what
lot
they
of money
know
to make
works
video
is having
games,
a
and
$60
all of
price
them
point for
had
their game,
a long time to
and
make
then including
anything
some
they
kind of
wanted to make. To
microtransactions,
say
battle
Baldur's Gate
pass,
3
or
is successful
cosmetic
because it's
upgrades.
aligned with
What they
Dungeons
will
and Dragons
realize is what they
insanity.
have, I
You
believe,
think
realized at this point
800,000
is
Steam players
anything
are
that
playing a game called
gives you an
Baldur's Gate
advantage
3 because of Dungeons
makes
and
people
Dragons?
really dislike
No,
you as
it's
a
clearly gone far
company.
beyond that audience. I don't
Like,
know
people
anything
learned
about
that
Dungeons
with
and Dragons.
MMOs back
I didn't know
in the
this game
day.
had anything to do with Dungeons and Dragons, and you know why I'm playing it? Because I like good games with a heavy focus on storytelling.
I don't know if I heard
But
that from
anyway-
this video or somewhere else had the same
Like
point.
that's one of the reasons
About
why
the
I like
advantage
really
thing.
got interested in this game. Like if I play this game, right, which I am strongly
Don't worry, when I'm done, I'm
considering,
going to find out who the
we will
original
obviously
video
have
is
the
from, and
dream
I'm going
team
to
of probably
make sure
me,
to shout them
McConnell,
out.
Grayson, maybe Riku, maybe Bean.
Because
maybe
I like
Yesfan.
to give everyone credit for what they
Right.
do.
Like that probably would
And
be
this
the
YouTube
group
stuff
of-
is not easy. And that dude obviously put a lot of work into his video, so I want to make sure he gets
It wasn't
the
all
proper
doom and gloom from the development
respect.
side. Thank you, Juno Bleeze, formerly a Riot, for jumping in and echoing
Both
exactly
me
what
and
you're saying here.
Asmund talking
Her
over
quote
him.
tweet reads, I can't disagree with this one more. Whenever a game disrupts the industry and delights players beyond expectations, it absolutely raises industry and genre standards regardless of why and how. We should look at the Larian success story and ask ourselves, how are we going to make our games better?
This is what happened with FPS games, bro.
Yeah,
Halo
no
came
gamer
in there,
mains his phone.
fucking
You're
walked up
absolutely
to the
right.
table, put their dick
It's
on the
either
table, and they said,
console
"Listen,
or
bitch, this is
PC.
how it's gonna be."
Phone
And
games
it
don't
took
even count as
Activision
games,
a long
especially now.
fucking
Like,
time. But
there
you
was
know
a
what?
point
They
where
finally
phone
came
games were
back
actually
and they made
kind of
Modern
good.
Warfare 2.
They tried.
And that's what happens. Is it whenever you have great games?
They were trying to
you
put
have
like
more
big
great
world console RPGs on the phone.
Mhm.
It ended up being real crappy though.
There were a few games that I absolutely
Players should
loved.
and must
Like,
always expect more
there was
from
one
us,
that used your
never
music
less.
library.
Thank you. I implore AAA devs to look at these games that are being celebrated and look at your pipeline to see why the consumer is getting frustrated about the experience I outlined in this video. And obviously try and make it
But like whenever I had an
because
Android
telling me how
phone, I
hard
would just
is
use it
when
for
you're breaking
emulation.
profit and revenue records isn't a super compelling argument from the customer's perspective.
That's the thing, is it's about the customer's perspective, and this is what matters, right? This is what I said about streaming.
Plus, I need something like physical to touch when I'm playing a game. Like I hate touchscreen.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just old.
I get that.
Shut the fuck up.
Drop that.
Go to a therapist.
Where'd he go?
Nobody wants to hear it.
Where'd my bee go?
Stop. Fucking stop. Nobody cares. Stop it.
Is Baldur's Gate 3 an outlier? Yes,
Yeah, it
but
is.
I for one wish it could become the standard, and being told to shut up because I don't know game design doesn't feel super constructive. But hey, I'm just...
Well, it doesn't matter, you know, game design
There
or
he
not.
is.
Like, again,
Hello, bee.
do you have to know game design to think that loading everybody's stash whenever you go into town is a bad idea? You have to go to school for 4 years to think, maybe that's a little bit unnecessary.
Some idiot on the internet who doesn't know anything about game design. I guess I'll just go buy my horse armor and call it a day. Enjoy your $20 on top of your $100 for the collector's edition, on top of your $15 for the battle pass. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, because I get why you're frustrated, and it's really frustrating to see people not saying, hey, maybe we could learn a thing or two from Larian.
My pet bee.
I'm enduring Baldur's Gate 3, and I hope game development continues to grow from where it is today. I hope you do too. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And for more on all
I
things,
think that's
gaming,
cruel
click right
having
here.
your bee on a leash.
There it is. I think this was.
I think that's kind of cruel having a bee on a leash.
What do you mean?
I hardly ever see
He's
like
adorable.
where IGNW.
Just think of the physics of that. Imagine putting a leash on an actual bee.
I mean, IGN makes more.
It'd be
videos a day than I
fantastic.
do. Like,
It would
yeah,
just have
they're
to be
gonna
some
some
very
hours,
light
but I think I really-
lightweight
I think
leash.
usually they have good videos. That's why
I
I
should
watch
put
them
them near a
regularly.
plant
Yeah,
at least.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Well, I
you're
don't
starting.
have
maybe
I don't have a
they had,
beehive
like,
yet.
bells, like 3
so.
years ago. Like I don't know. Like I'm just saying, like ever since I've been paying attention to them and like watching.
Oh
their
no!
stuff, I feel like
I
it's been
released
very
the bee.
positive, and it's been good.
I ran too fast. I wasn't
Maybe
paying
I'm
attention.
crazy,
Come
but
back.
That's what I think. IGN used to be a big meme in the past. Well, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about what happened then? That's not the path.
Oh, I guess he brings up IGN here as well.
Name one good video. I think they did a pretty good video about Remnant. I also liked the. I think that the video they did about Tears of the Kingdom was pretty good. I liked the video they did.
Who was the guy that in recent time went to one of these big events drunk?
The video for fucking.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that have gone to these big events drunk.
No, like he was a representative of like IGN or something.
Oh, that's bad.
He was like one of the big top celebrities for them.
Yeah, all right. Oh, they're good.
Damn.
Name every good video.
I gotta remember.
And look, hey. If they release a video that sucks big fat donkey dicks, I'll watch that and I'll shit on it. But this one doesn't suck big fat donkey dicks.
Oh, is this
IGN's great
IGN,
daily video
actually?
news. Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
That's impressive. that he was actually just watching an IGN video there. I'm gonna double check though. Crap. Smokey says science has done this one. We've tied things to bees at least since the 1800s to track them to their hives. There you go. So we've already put leashes on bees.
Guess I'm just sensitive towards bees.
True. You're a beophile.
Yeah, beophile. If it stings me, I'll die.
Well, that's not good.
No.
Yep, exactly like I'm doing, 100%. So you got to use like spider silk, and that's what that is. It's spider silk. So it's lightweight. What was I looking for? Oh yeah.
I'm still waiting for that killer bee fucking thing to happen.
Baldur's Gate 3 is taking the internet by storm.
Okay,
At its peak,
this is IGN, isn't it? Baldur's Gate 3 is causing some... Let's see if we can find the original video real quick. There you go. Yeah, it is IGN.
Baldur's Gate 3 is taking...
Let's give my respect to IGN for this then. I was shit-talking them during this. I apologize. So that's the original video. Feel free to check it out. Could be helpful. Let's see, what do we want to watch next? Oh, what is this? Is this a follow-up to what we watched earlier? I'm assuming? With no sound? Is Brittany trolling me? Or did she fuck up?
I had already shown my...
Okay, she fucked up.
The yellow dollar sign, and I uploaded multiple
Same
versions
shirt.
of the video to YouTube, and
Yeah, same shirt.
And a Rollo Tomasi head
was
wrap.
So it's
Response to response to a response. Let's go.
I would have
love
waited, but it was becoming more of like
I love
a burden to wait
responseception.
that long because I had already shown my patrons because on Patreon I show videos early, and I also felt bad that Lauren Southern was getting a lot. She was telling me that she wanted to address it that day, so I went ahead and released it anyway. So that's why I released it, even though it was still under review for monetization. So with that said, I do appreciate all of the tips to help crowdfund that video because ads aren't really running on it unless it's YouTube Premium, which is basically nothing when you get yellow dollar sign. He's gonna sue for impersonation. Yeah, I'm literally stealing George's identity right now by putting on a do-rag.
I knew it.
Baby girl, how do you like me in my do-rag? Did I tie it right? I don't think I did.
No.
I love
you
that
didn't.
song from Thundercat. That's one of my favorite songs. It's so good. Anyway.
Oh, these things are hilarious.
A lot has happened since that
video. If you watch my Minecraft, I have these force shears.
Everything that I expected to happen pretty much did. And he is coping and seething nonstop.
You can skin animals that don't normally.
George is full on having a melt.
You can shear animals of their skin and then grow it back.
Or at least not in a very long time. You know, in the last time
I
saw something like this.
That's a cool skill.
Well, first, let me pull this up.
It's pretty cool but cruel at the same time.
Okay, so we have
this.
this.
It doesn't work on everything. It works on pigs and
video
cows.
That basically was this guy
that I've
calling
seen.
the Dallas police on me to make a
kill
police
these things,
report
'cause
that I quote unquote CP
I need
when clearly
better
it was
things
made
to
up.
spawn.
Like why would I actually have to have pictures of myself
Things that I can eat to spawn.
make it up for an email for a video? That doesn't make sense.
Oh, I can also shear chickens. I'm pretty sure with it. Yep.
With my camera.
Dave, you're a monster.
Tweeting it saying how to catch a predator at Brittany Venti. Better lawyer up.
Force shears are the greatest.
And basically, they've never heard of like it's so funny because he says to catch a predator, but like Chris Hansen literally.
Next, they'll have neutering your pets in
essentially,
Minecraft.
they're arguing that Chris Hansen should
Probably.
go to jail.
I mean,
and not only that,
it probably
but
already
he tagged
exists.
me. But he has me blocked.
Actually, I'm
on
almost
Twitter.
positive it does exist.
Like, why
I
would
killed the
this
pig.
is
I didn't
another
mean to kill
boomer
the
moment
pig.
from George?
It was the one thing I wanted to keep.
Blocked? Like, is he trying to pretend he doesn't have me blocked and that he's like badass or something? Look, there you go. Blocked. Yeah, he breaks like a twig under pressure. He really can't take the criticism at all. The common thread with these people, same thing with Pearl and Eliza Blue too. They go to block and they pretend it's harassment. Meanwhile, a lot of the time, these people that do that are the ones harassing too, such as trying to take my livelihood away. Thank you, Jake, for the $5 super chat. I tried to watch his shitting and farting responsibly, but I'd rather watch you instead. To summarize, yeah, I saw 90% of it. I couldn't finish it for the stream. I saw like the beginning. There's like a small like 10-minute point I didn't see, but I saw like 90% of it on 2x speed.
But still,
but
I
I'll
will
talk about
say
that. I have a few
if Rollo Tomasi's stuff is in here, you should
DW499
check it out
chat,
from
and then
him
Nameless
if you want to see it
Wallaby,
without all the interruptions
199.
and
Thanks
stuff.
for proving Rollo is nothing but a coward. Yeah, and also
Even though I don't like Rollo.
openly just lied to his audience, and it's crazy to see people in his chat defend him. It's like he's willing to lie to you. He pretended he had nudes that never existed.
Later, Tom.
Just
I appreciate you popping
pretended
by.
to have them in the
You're
email.
awesome.
He was never sent anything, like no naked bodies of any kind. These things never existed. And
yeah, if anybody else
as for
has
the
video
part
suggestions,
where,
feel free to DM me in Discord or whatever.
He's crying about a lot of things. He's crying about me saying, "Hey, she's 17. Do you still want them?" Even though, again, like Chris Hansen like did this, and he thinks this is illegal. He literally thinks this is illegal. And he said this on stream, like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a police report. Gotta lock her up." And he retweeted all these things about locking me up. Like, he retweeted this, for example. Like a Photoshop of me looking pretty good actually in orange, because it's my color. It's your color. From the Shira video. Put him in orange. Gotta put him in orange. Anyway, like I love how the AI straightened my hair though. Like 2 things AI can't do, I guess: hands and curly hair. Like. And this person made a bunch of them. They actually think I'm going to jail for trolling on the internet. You know when the last time I saw this? The last time this happened on the internet, you guys have to be one of the old friends on the internet to remember this moment. It was one of the funniest and saddest things to happen. Okay. Do you
I
guys
need to
remember
actually
this?
see the Barbie movie so I can review it.
Really?
feel like it's a very hot topic
Hold on.
right
I have to
now.
find the original version because
Yeah,
there's a
Cheryl
bunch of,
Head
like,
did
responded
one.
to it.
Ben Shapiro did one.
They made a mix of it. I don't want to get copyrighted for it.
The thing is, like,
Here it is. I found it. Okay, look at this.
Ben
the last
Shapiro, I
time
think,
that
has it
someone
wrong
threatened
though,
to call
from
the
everything else that everybody else's
was when,
reviews of it,
4chan
and everything I've heard
girl
about, like
called
the
Mrs.
synopsis of the
Slaughter. It ended
movie.
up pretty sad because her dad died.
Seems like
Uh-huh.
it's
but I
not
think she,
woke
like,
at
got
all.
into, some things and like she
Well,
wanted to
like from what I've
she
heard
looks
so
like she
far, it's like
transitioned. I don't know if she did, but like bad things basically happened to her. But this is essentially what happened. This is Rollo
it
Tomasi.
tries to be,
Okay,
but it
you guys,
fails miserably
You know what?
in certain areas of the movie.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Like it almost came off like it was a pro Ken movie.
Lying, no good punks, and I know who it's coming from because I back traced it, and I know who's emailing and who's doing it, and you've been reported to the cyber police and the state police. So you better write one more thing, or screw with my computer again. You'll be arrested.
If you show
The
my
cyber
daughter's
police,
public
there's
passion
cyber
account,
police.
you'll be arrested.
End the conversation from her father.
You're right, it's fucking gonna come and beat her ass.
And if you come near
Yeah, that's
my
what I
daughter,
started with.
guess what? Consequences will never be
Was
the
Brittany's
same.
video on it?
You lying bunch of pricks.
Literally him on his stream.
My house has been like this. Everybody's been posting stuff about me, okay?
Rollo's household
I'm
after
looking to
his
see
wife
what
finds
you,
out he's trying to get revenge porn of girls on the internet
Which
that
one
he
you linked?
obsesses over.
Is this the Destiny version of it?
I am torn.
Oh no, yeah, this is what I watched earlier.
Emotional breakdowns, one after another.
That was what I started the stream with. Well, not started the stream, but
That's
started about
Rollo's,
halfway through.
That's George's hype men in the background from his last stream. He had a bunch of hype men on his stream. That's them in the background.
You guys are just really tearing me apart right now. I'm crying.
This is George crying.
Just stop hating. You guys are ruining my fucking life.
What the fuck?
Literally him. Hold on. I want to play, okay, I think it's
Oh, I
on.
already
But yeah,
have
you guys
my
get the
thumbnail
point.
on me. I've been
That's
running around
essentially
looking for my
when the
thumbnail.
last time
It's been in my
this
inventory the whole
type
time.
of thing happened on the internet.
Oh, and I don't need it anymore.
And it's been pretty funny going through his melties. But before we get into that, I just want to do a quick shout out to Reed Street Soap. You guys know that there's the Bimbo Bar collection. If you have a woman you care about in your life, or perhaps you just like smelling like a fairy princess Barbie doll or something, you know, go ahead. But there's also soaps
I want
for
to
men
smell
as
like a
well.
Barbie doll.
Those are just the ones I helped design, and then there's
You're
a
a
bunch
Barbie
of these ones.
girl.
These three are new,
In
and
a
they all
Barbie
smell
world.
really good. Or rather, this is the new one. Of
Hold
that
up,
one,
buddy.
'cause she
What
updated
about that
it for me.
copyright?
And recently,
True.
Michelle has
Can't
been
do
going
any
through
more
a lot.
words.
That's the person that.
What's
makes
up,
these,
Win?
'cause her mom
Wolves?
passed away recently.
You got another.
And,
no, that's the right one.
You know, she does such a good job.
What's up,
making
Wimbles?
soap,
How you doing
and
today?
She wanted to make one in honor of her mom. It's not out yet. It's gonna be a Jasmine one, but R.I.P. to Michelle's
Welcome
mom. She's
to
really
my
talented and
stream.
really great to work with. So, you know, check out Reed Street Soap. Give her. At least check out the website. It
am
smells really. I've gotten nothing but
watching
positive reviews from people who have tried it.
The Rollo
so.
Tomasi stuff with Brittany Venti.
Yeah, maybe I'll drop the soap bar in prison.
If you got anything you want me to react to, feel free to DM it to me.
Dama Chinsen Gun 10 $R. Brittany cooking this bum.
I'm pretty much
He kinda
open to
wears a
anything.
do-rag, like,
I'll react
it's
to
very,
anything.
Very like trashy ghetto behavior.
Uh-oh.
It is. It's very ghetto. It's very like, as Anna said last night, she called him a like, you know how people say you look like a used car salesman? She was like, George looks like. Just have his face up for a second so we
Well,
can see
Dave,
what we're
I
talking
gotta
about
take
here.
care of some business, man. It's good talking to you.
George
Thanks for
looks
popping
like
in and saying hi.
used trailer park.
All right, you have a good one.
Absolutely.
Like he sells
And
trailers.
also, if anybody wants to come on,
I thought that was so
StreamYard link is in the
I was
description.
lurking last night.
Or it's in the pinned comment. And the description, it's in both.
Why does he even wear it? Is he balding? I showed
Along
a
with
video
my
of him
Streamlabs,
where he didn't have the
if you wanna
do-rag
support
on
me.
in the first video.
I
People,
set that
I
up
think it was
today.
Destiny who said he looks
Getting
like
all
the
kinds of
French
stuff going. I'm trying to actually start
Something
streaming
like
and
that.
see how this
Like
works out.
Harrison he made.
I'll start doing like scheduled streams. I'm gonna try to go like live before all my people get on.
Alexis Carson, $5 super chat. Keep
Everybody
fighting
that I
good
follow
fight, more
seems to
honest
stream much
journalists
later at
and
night.
Bimbo Power. Thank you.
So I feel like if I
Will,
stream early in the day,
degenerate boxing
it
fan,
should work out
Lynch,
really well.
$9.99 super chat. I'm not sure why you're so hated from people having opinions or asking you simple questions about
Bacon.
on Twitter. Anyhow, hope you've been doing well. Glad to see you reinstated on X. Yeah, but terminal shadow ban. You can't even find my account when you search it, and it hasn't been fixed yet. It's because my account has
So I'm
the
still new,
market
just
and
starting up.
media
Just
thing
gonna have some fun.
disabled. Like the legacy Twitter staff went in my account and literally disabled it, so I can't toggle it on and off. Spectral
Ow.
Citizen, thank you for being a member for 63 months. The FBI has been notified. I'll see you in court. You done goofed.
What the hell?
Yeah, I done goofed. Some dip, $2 super chat is pronounced. Oh, I can't see that. Lily, $2 super chat. Venti exposed the fraud. That was not 45 minutes. And last couple, Bro Jokin, $2, thank you. Jade, $5 super chat. I tried to watch his. Oh yeah, I read that one. Okay, I think I'm caught up. And thank you, Nick C from LA, $10. Britt, I gotta be honest, wasn't a fan of your content when you came into Debate Sphere years ago, but holy shoot, you
I
are
agree
killing
with
it
this
in your recent
person. I
videos.
was
Which
not
are
a
proud
fan
of you.
of
Glad you
early
found your niche in the
Brittany, to be
streamer world.
honest.
This one is for the Rolo TD.
I thought she went
like
a little
takedown.
too hard.
Thank you. And thank you everyone who donated offline too. I appreciate it. Again, the video
She's
isn't
kinda
really getting
weird.
ad rev because it's in yellow $ purgatory, so it's already got 150,000 views or so, and I didn't really get much ad rev off it because it's under like not suitable for ads, so this really does help recoup the cost of that. If you enjoy my trolling, consider tipping. And I should sell headbands.
I also think she's picking
It's
better
times like
targets
this we need
now.
Medicare. I know. I thought the same thing. Thank you for the $2.
Because she was trying to go like right out the gate. I think she tried to go with Destiny
okay,
or something.
So
and
there's a couple
it
of
didn't go
things
too
that I
well
want to
for
go
her.
through his Twitter feed. So I don't even know where to start. There's so many things. So I think it's really funny that people are essentially going to troll him in emails until the end of time. Like today he was reading an email and he's like, yeah, essentially he's going to just get trolled to the end of time. He will never be able to believe any email ever again. And it's like, people are essentially, including George himself, are blaming me for his
Satan
fall.
Center for his
In this whole thing, the gist that you will see in this is that George
love that
cannot
people
take
still troll him on
responsibility
that.
despite being a masculine figure, which is ultimately a make or break in masculinity, is how much responsibility can you take?
I think
How
it's
much
hilarious. I think
strength do you have to carry?
I'm
the
not a
weight of
Rolo
things?
fan, so them
And,
trolling him
clearly
I
he
think is
can't,
hilarious.
because all
And
he
the
does
fact
is,
that like
blame me and Lauren.
Rolo started
and
a rumor.
It's really
if
funny to watch.
if it's not just Cope
And,
about
apparently
the
at some point he said that Laura and I were part of the Matrix.
stuff with
He's like, oh no, not the
Lauren's
Matrix.
baby being Destiny's or whatever.
So this is part of his tanty he had.
There is
So this
a
is
possibility
what, this was his, like,
that this
initial
was
reaction
just
to find out
a
it was
good
the troll
opportunity
email that we sent him,
to hide that,
he went and gossiped
along with
everywhere
everything
about.
else. But I guess if they were just hiding it, the truth
So
will come out
apparently these
soon.
medical records were a grandiose trolling on the part of Lawrence Southern, Brittany Venti, and Destiny. So they won't mind me making these fake documents.
Or this whole
public
thing
now.
might
What's with
be
the
to
quotations?
hide
Like, was he in denial?
something that actually is factual
Well
that he
played. I
did
even
get.
took these to a
You never
medical
know.
professional, and they said it looked legit. You know what's so funny? On his stream, I'm gonna see if I can
me
find
giving
it
the
really
best
quick, 'cause I didn't
light
get a chance to
possible
like
to
make
it.
every single timestamp because I had to watch on two
On
times
his
the
side.
stream because his stream was kind of close to mine with me having to prep for mine. But what's so funny is he's like, I took it to a professional. Guys, I want you to guess who the source was. That was the professional. Let me see. No, it's not there yet. I can't search for it yet because the transcript's not up because the stream's too recent. Guess who, though? You could fact check this yourselves. His wife. His wife was the one that fucking fact checked it. Source my wife. I'm dead. Like it's the gift that keeps on giving. Truly. WebMD wife. And he somehow is like, see, like I love how he'll take things and make him look worse and prance around with
actually.
it. So this was part 2 of his little tanty he had. So he had just like a complete emotional breakdown, and like he almost went into psychosis, I want to say, because he was just in denial.
Yeah, I
like,
agree
he was
with
not
you,
in
Freddie.
reality. And
I'm pretty sure he actually got
So to be clear, it was
hard,
Lauren emailing me
I'm
as someone else
just
talking
giving
about
the
how she had
best
been
possible
pregnant. Then it was Venti using the same tactic to bait me with the email she sent to
explanation
she sent
I
someone
can think
after
of.
Lauren. Why? Just to troll me? People go on the internet and just lie?
Because I like to do that. I like to try to play devil's advocate and see the best case scenario. Steel man on the other side, but
meanwhile, it does literally
as unlikely as it might be
that he does. Especially like with the whole like you could say, oh well, he just fell for your bit, but he also lied about having nudes. He just straight up lied to his audience and pretended he had nudes that did not exist.
That's probably the biggest L
this
from all of this.
This is a foolish move because they both
it's
knew I would
pretending
talk
like
about
he actually
them in a
had
negative
nudes
way.
if he didn't.
Having read those emails and possibly spread misinformation about them afterward, which is what their emails were in essence. Again, he cannot take any responsibility. You will notice this continuously. Furthermore,
and acting like he's disgusted by them, because to be honest, Brittany's a good-looking girl.
Legitimate medical records.
There's no way he'd be disgusted by it.
So now you have Destiny coordinating all this. This is the level of OCD these individuals have, but why would Lauren, Venti, and Destiny purposely decide to put themselves in a negative light? Ooh, I wonder why.
I don't think it puts them in a negative light.
Oh my god. Because I know something they didn't want revealed and needed to discredit me. They didn't want revealed. What did he have to reveal about me? Clearly, he will just take any information. You can't really take him seriously. Am I that dangerous that they need to create a months-long hoax to shut me up? You know what's so funny about this?
Yes.
Let me pull up Lauren's email again. Do I need to pull this up again to
I don't remember how to make
highlight to you guys? This is the email he's saying took OCD and so much effort. Let me pull up Lauren's email really quick. You tell me if this took OCD and perfectionism to be trolled by, okay? Your content has made a huge difference in my life personally. I'm divorced, have to pay child support even though they took my kid from me. But I'm on my way to becoming a high-value male thanks to you and others. You were right. You were right the whole time. After spreading lies in her recent video, I'm finally reaching out to you. As you can imagine, this is personal for me. What she did to her husband is what happened to me. Fuck her and fuck these fake fucking e-thoughts everyone keeps making excuses for. This is war. That took perfectionism and OCD. And what about the over 9,000 part of my email? Was that also perfectionism and OCD?
Any heat source.
Like, it was super obvious. What do you mean? It's like we purposely made it sloppy too, by the way, because if we made it too good, then it's not a funny troll. Then it's like, oh, anyone could have fallen for it. We purposely, or at least I did. I'll speak on my behalf. But obviously Lauren wrote this one in a way where it literally seems like satire. And it's pretty obvious. But mine was sloppily written on purpose to include like not over 9,000, like things he should have caught on to instead of just believing a random person.
I appreciate the over 9,000.
And also, like at the bottom, please respond so I know you're getting this, and let's bury this bitch. Like, he's like, yes, this was perfectly crafted like a Greek statue. No, you're just not very. How should I say this in a nice way?
You're
not
gullible.
Very intuitive.
Say he's gullible.
So.
That's a nice way of saying it.
Then he had another LT. Oh, also, Also,
You've activated
him talking
my
about,
trap
oh, and
card.
Destiny joined in. So there's this one. Okay, this is all day like yesterday. He's just having a melty. Lawrence Southern and Brittany Vensky didn't have the creative intelligence to come up with such an elaborate thing as forging medical records over 2 months with the intent to humiliate me. Yeah, he's the victim, guys. He went around spreading false information about both of us. Okay, going around gossiping like little girl, including today on his stream, by the way, where he's having gossip at the girls' lunch table
Now
with
he's
his
having his
hype men
cope
in the
streams.
background, his hype girlies, and victimizing himself. This was an attempt by Destiny to put me in prison. Let me just say right now, I don't know how much involved Destiny was with Lauren's email. I'll explain the timeline in a minute, but Destiny did not have involvement with my email. My friend who gave me the photos to put in the email of like the group hangouts, and he had that involvement, and then Think Before You Sleep, Sean also had some involvement in terms of like, I wrote it and then Sean kind of like tweaked it here and there. So like he's essentially though coping that he can't come to terms with the fact that 2 women trolled him. Like he has to cope. He has to make things up.
Yeah, this.
Like Sean overviewed it, but
there's
I wrote
no
the email.
like
I wrote
positive
like
read on this
95%
for
email,
him.
and,
Like
I have to get my old phone to get it up. You guys remember my
not
phone
checking
broke,
your
but,
sources
I actually logged
whatsoever
a little
is
bit of
the
it, of like
worst
us talking about it, what we would put in the email.
sourcing you
when,
can be.
I was
like
in New York. And then here's
the
Rolo
optics
again saying
on that
100%
are
confirmed. Destiny is the
absolutely
instigator
terrible.
in all
So
this.
it makes you not want to believe
Destiny's
anything.
the mastermind.
If he's this susceptible
He
to trolling.
cannot come to reality. Like he is in a state of mental breakdown. He is like having he's removed from reality. It's like a psychosis moment. Like obviously I'm not a doctor, I'm not literally diagnosing him, but like he's losing his mind over the fact that women came up with this. Like he actually refuses to believe it. Sean said, I take full credit for figuring out how to incorporate the it's over 9,000 in the email. Oh yeah, true. He did. That was a big part of the email of like how funny it was. And also, I'm going to go over the timeline really quick. So here's what happened. And Sean's in chat. He was here for this whole thing. Think Before You Sleep. So I was already working on a Rolo video because he claims to be the head bitch of the manosphere, right? And the manosphere has a lot of things wrong with it, and they essentially act like the people they criticize, which is woke feminism, specifically the people who are anti-free speech, censorship, do malicious tactics that will censor you, etc. And so Rolo was a really good example for that because he was guilty of doing all of these tactics that I really find a lot of the time immoral and not really for free speech at all. And so Lauren calls me and Rolo comes up in the conversation, and then she's like, what if you sent him, because I was telling her, well, I'm making a video on him, and she was like, what if you like sent him an email, because we were just like cracking jokes, what if you sent him an email just to see how much he would believe, because he made a bunch of false statements about Lauren Southern's situation. And I know that too because Lauren had showed me some of her documents before her video came out, including the court documents, like the things that were in the documents, the things that her husband did, etc. And that a lot of it she omitted from the video and really like put it very nicely. She was very nice about her husband in the video. I'll put it that way. And so after she showed me the documentation,
I mean, his fans are just
and
gonna
like what it said in the
cope for
court
sure.
documents and everything, she was
I
like,
never
he will
liked him
literally
either,
believe
so it's
anything.
easy for me to
You should send him an email. Like, what if he
like,
did that? And I was like,
see
that's
this
a
making
great
him
idea.
look like a
So
joke,
then I
but
took
I'm
my
sure
time
his
to craft
fans will
this
apply
email,
some sort of cope to it.
and then
Just like
some
anybody
weeks had
else.
passed because I went to New York, and I was asking my friend there if he could give me the photos and everything. And then by the time I was done crafting the email over
would
time,
hope
it was just
so,
like a
but
little bit here and there. It really
never know.
didn't take that much effort. I
We won't know
purposely
that
made it
until,
sloppy
like-
so that he can't be
Actually,
like,
we'll
well,
never
anyone
know
would have fallen for it.
that.
And
'Cause-
then I get a call from Lauren, and she's like, "Oh, I sent my email." And I was like, "You sent an email? Well, I'm about to send mine." So like I waited like a day, and so we both had emails sent to George. And then I was like, "Oh my God, he fell for yours." Later on, she told me, and he went on No Jumper to explain how he had the evidence, the undeniable proof that Lauren Southern is the world's biggest slut. And we were watching this dying, and I was like, "Oh my God, I wonder if he's gonna fall for my email too," because that would be so funny for the video. That, oh hi Anna, yeah, I just brought up your trailer salesman joke. It was so funny, very accurate. And she trolled him successfully, so that already was like funny enough to conclude the video. But I was like, oh, but I hope he falls for mine. Maybe he'll like, because he didn't respond at that point. I was like, oh, I bet he'll respond after I drop the video. So then he did, and he fell for it.
Got it.
And I was like, no way, he fell for it twice, 2 times. You fell for the let's get this
they're already
bitch?
geared to,
oh no,
to blame women.
So that's pretty much the timeline of how
It's
that
easy
happened. Lauren had suggested it. I was already making
to
the video,
accomplish
and I
that.
was like, that actually is really funny. And then we both ended up sending
Like
emails,
she's
and they both
devious. She's
ended
one
up
of these
working.
devious women that are coming to take your stuff.
And he wants to blame everyone else but himself for it, for falling for that, for not doing some basic fact checking. Like, there's this about the Matrix too, by the way. He retweeted this saying that Tate isn't an easy target. But you can't forget, all of us pariahs are telling guys that positive masculinity and sexual strategy is never going to be popular. Yeah, I mean, Rolo will be, I think George will be popular for being a fool, you know? For being gullible and spreading misinformation so confidently and being a little gossip girl. You know? He'll be known for that. He really thinks it's because it's a moral issue. And I addressed that in the first video, but it's clearly not a moral issue that he's not popular. He's just not that interesting, aside from like being a wool cow, of course, and getting milk from that. And he's not that good of a content creator. Simple as. Of course, there's the algorithm aspect, but, you know, some people still make it and others don't. And I doubt he's that terminally shadow banned on YouTube. When people that are just like him are more popular than him. Glenn, and I bet it kills him inside to know that. Glenn Lawrence, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. So breaking laws is now called trolling. Got it. What law did I break? You see these like simps for George? They're like, we're calling the cyber police. You broke the law.
Along with my support link, if anybody wants to send me money.
Is there a law against trolling? There's a law against
because I'm
me
poor and
clearly
jobless
doing
and like
something
money.
for a video. I even said in the video, I
People are more
made
than
the
welcome
nudes
to do
up.
that.
He lied to you guys. He went on his stream. Okay, there's no disputing this. He went on his stream and said he had my nudes. Unfortunately, he acted like he's grossed out by it, like he had
But
it.
I'll try not to
He said he
overshow
had them. He
myself.
said he would send the revenge porn to other people and lied to you guys directly. Do you think that's his first time lying to you? Let me ask you that.
How the heck do I make the
There's
save
no, I
bundle?
didn't break any law. And if you listen to the video he retweeted, that guy was literally being told by the officer when he asked the first time that it wasn't illegal to pretend to like, especially if it's for my job.
You're good.
For video creation.
Yeah, if I don't see you in the back room there, just
there
let
is
me know
no
you're in there and
it doesn't
chat,
exist.
'cause
I'm
I only
gonna
have
get in trouble with the law for something that doesn't exist. What are you gonna arrest me for? You gonna call the cyber police?
I mean, I guess I could.
You gonna
just pull that
backtrace
up and
it?
watch it on there. I'm dumb.
Thank
Yeah,
you for the $50
I'm
super
fine.
chat,
Never mind.
BM.
I can't
This
leave
is
it
the
up.
cyber police. We came to investigate about some suspected bimbo operations going on here. We received the report from someone named Granny Rolo, the grandmother of the man Osphere. The man Osphere.
Damn, those are actually a lot more complicated to make than I thought.
But yeah, you're so right. This is literally me. Literally me.
I have strings somewhere.
Yeah, well, I don't get the impression he likes women, Allie.
Hey. Welcome to the stream, Aaron. How you doing?
Thank you. Hey, what's happening? You're Dave. Hi.
It can't be. It must be Destiny.
You are, man. Yeah, well, renowned figure, and what people don't realize is huge streamer. I think between you and Blur,
I'm huge. Yeah, he was doing victory
you're
laps.
huge,
Now it's suddenly
just a huge, very incredible streamer over here.
I'm the best.
Just saying.
I'm the best.
The very best.
The
best. Very best. First
rate. Best content.
Meanwhile, like he's
only
trying to
the
spin
best.
this into a victim narrative.
If you don't like my content, you must not be alive.
Yeah. Clearly. What is that accent, by the way? Is it like Long Island or is it?
It's Trump.
His stream. Oh, also very ironic.
It's just the
I have no
Trumpian
specific
Cancel
accent.
culture is not for just the
I have the best accent.
He's acting like he got.
People ask me what my accent is.
This is just
I have an answer for you. Finally, it's the best accent.
Canceling him.
It's even funnier when I'm not looking at the camera because it's really good. It's really
nice.
We should definitely troll someone with that.
We
we have to start calling people via.
You're
I mean, I just don't understand why we're not doing this. We need to start prank calling. Honestly, Dave, that's the other reason why I was calling you. Because we need to start prank calling. We just make up who we are when we get into people's StreamYards. There is nothing stopping us from back
calling. Disappeared way too quickly.
Having people on
way too quickly.
So if you invite him on and then you don't tell him that you're inviting someone else on that he doesn't like, he will start saying the N-word or like whatever necessary about the Germans.
I'm not familiar with half the stuff you share with me, to be honest.
And he
I
said
know. I am
platform.
obscure reference man. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
That was why if I had a superhero, that would be
weird things. That I'm
Guys,
like, all right, cool.
if
there's somebody I need to go to find something crazy, it is Aaron every time.
Oh yeah.
And
no, I definitely look at the wild art and the crazy little storylines that are like, what is this about?
He didn't
which even worse is half the time I find out that it's like associated with something true, and it's like, no, that should not be true.
That's not true.
Like the corner people.
Email for you guys.
Go absolutely facts.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to even dispute the
here's more of his breathing, by the way.
Was it what would be the word for that? That would be
books and
no, beyond ethics.
Don't get
this is beyond
distracted
ethics.
from your higher mission.
No, I'm looking
and he
for
actually entertains this. He's like
unsubstantiated or unfounded. Yeah, that is a truly factual, unfounded story.
From my mission.
Yeah.
But now the disingenuous rats have made themselves obvious.
100%, and I'm going to say it again, 100%, which makes it real when I say that.
Single-handedly exposed us that we were trolling.
Yep. I'm just using YouTube logic.
About that or something.
I have the bestest sources, the huge sources.
Calling him Godfather, and he's just like jerking off about it.
100%.
Oh my goodness.
We're watching some Rolo is a dummy videos.
And then he's just siding with any person that will trash
for these trolls.
Like no matter who they are. So go through his
from
his timeline.
Brittany the Venti. Not the Venti, I know. I'm just
here we go. Is more not taking responsibility, by the way. Is it rational to gossip? And then Mr. George replies, is it rational to go to such lengths to create an elaborate hoax?
I don't know if I get anything for that on here.
Anybody but
I'm
himself.
guessing they dry into something.
It's no you. No you.
Was drying for a while.
Very masculine of him.
Alright.
And then he also did these, like, I think this was part of his, like, coping meltdown where he, like, started posting a quote of himself that he made on Instagram. It's like the Instagram font. The frame you set up in the beginning of the relationship will establish the tone of the future of that relationship, by Rollo Tomasi. Yeah, I don't think you're the first person to discover that one. Durag homie over here thinks he invented the wheel.
Durag homie.
He thinks he's so deep for this. Something that this has been said a million times over. This is like one of those first things you learn when it comes to dating. Like once you get experience in, he's like, yeah, look at me. I'm pursing my lips with sunglasses. Aren't I so cool? Aren't I literally Andrew Tate? I think I'm Andrew Tate. I want to be cool like him. I'm not calling him cool. I'm saying from his perspective.
True.
I'm a high value male.
Me too.
Hold on.
The highest of value.
Did you guys know?
In my maleness.
Did you guys know that how you act in the beginning of a relationship sets up how the rest of the
Testify.
relationship goes?
Testimony.
By my book.
True. There we go. We lit that on fire. We did it.
And then, speaking of buying his book, somebody put this on Amazon. The Irrational Male, the case against Rollo Tomasi. I want to know what's in it.
The
I didn't get a chance
Irrational
to check,
Male.
but
That's a good one.
that was a good little bet.
Yay.
And also, by the way, I'm not the only one who's going to jail, apparently. Apparently, Lauren Southern's also going to jail because George seems to think that she is a health care benefit program. He didn't even bother reading the full text. He said, I don't know how it works in Canada, but in the US, she's going to jail for 5 years. It literally says if you falsify information and you are a health care benefit program and you make false fraudulent statements about your patient.
Smoke like drifting from the sage stick.
But damn, I guess
That's
I
cool
I
as
hope
hell.
Lauren looks good in orange too. I don't know. I don't know, it's hard to compete. He literally retweeted this.
So Aaron, what's your plan for today? Are you still here?
It's the Matrix.
Is he gone? Did I lose Aaron?
And where's that Melty?
I did lose Aaron. What happened?
No, I'm back. I'm backstage.
Yeah, I don't. I missed it. Sorry. I was like,
No, you're
where did
good.
he go?
You're good. You're good. I
There's
was like, I could hear you, and I flipped over to the picture and I was text you.
Anybody
Yeah, my plans for today. Well,
like,
I
you could be a
originally
predator and he
I
wouldn't
had
care,
great
as long as you're like,
plans
wow, you're
with an
literally
adult
the
Tonka
Godfather.
truck. They were delivering it. It's supposed to be 8 a.m. this morning. I was quite excited. It had the backhoe on it, which everybody loves a backhoe.
This is literally something a teenage girl would do. She just starts like retweeting like passive aggressive
and a scoop, you know, but it's like a little 4x4 version, little Kubota, tiny one, little orange one, which is even cooler. And you know, was gonna dig a bunch of trenches and stuff like that before I start the show today. But otherwise, I'm just doing a bunch of background and
I think you should hire a housekeeper.
I got some
Tonka truck. You mean actual equipment?
Exactly.
Oh yes, yes, that's actually what I mean. Did I say?
George here thinks
Did I say
that
adult
trolling
toy?
is
I meant adult
criminal.
toy. I mean,
Tonka trucks.
And he's pulling laws out of his ass that don't even
Just wanted to
apply
make
the
sure.
situation
It's a good
whatsoever.
reference.
No,
about
that's
safety
yeah.
that
I
doesn't
mean,
exist and thinking that Lauren
you know that
is a healthcare.
I don't have a license or practice with anything above a certain horsepower, so you can't really order one unless you have the license for it. But they do offer one for do it yourself, and it's this awesome little like almost tractor that has the backhoe on the backside, so you got the little digging thing. And if you ever want to do as an adult, facilitate any of your dreams of running those machines as a child, this is that.
It's almost like
just make sure you got a permit.
Who has control over his own actions, but
it's a
isn't
lot of
actually
fun,
that
actually.
masculine.
But I got a lot of work to do on it. They're late. They missed today,
Like,
so
he'll pretend
today's
he
done
does.
for
He'll
that.
say
I
the
gotta
sentence
keep
like
moving.
at the end of the stream, like, yeah, they got me. But
Yeah,
meanwhile,
it's
the
what
entire
happened.
You had
stream,
some
he's blaming everyone but
scheduled
himself.
later today.
I do, yeah. No, I'm scheduling my streams later this week.
By the way, I'll get to
going
the
back to house
super
building,
chats.
and I've been doing later streams. Speaking of which, come on through. I think we definitely before I got kicked off by the phone call from the rental company letting us know that they weren't going to bring my Tonka toy. The material, the machine over.
He complains about
I was telling you about
revenge
Longmont
porn,
Potion
and,
Castle.
Oh my God, you set me up.
And I
Here's the
think we
thing,
should
guys. He was
definitely enjoy
pretending
some of
that
that
he had
because
my
we can tag
revenge
team,
porn,
and
right?
you know
And he's
Lita.
pretending he's going to send it out to
down.
people. He's lying to his audience
So
directly,
I
knowing
think that we
he
should
doesn't have
definitely
this,
have some fun with
Because I
that.
But the thing is,
Find some streams
say
with some
he
call-ins
did have
when they're
the
doing,
nudes,
because there
right?
are a
Like,
couple
let's
streams
say,
she's pointed
like,
out to me that are just
this
wacky
email were real,
call-ins.
and it wasn't
So we
me
could have
trolling.
so
This is
much fun.
actual,
This
is the actual
two
email,
Sasquatch
and
hunters
he
on
actually
the
had
opposite
this
sides of the
revenge porn
Sasquatch hunt.
How would he know how old I was in the
I'm
porn?
ready for some
in the
crazy.
revenge porn?
Let's
How
go.
would he
So
know?
Longmont Potion.
There's no
You're
time
not
stamp
familiar
on
with
it.
Potion.
someone could just
You
lie and
find
say, "Oh,
the
this person was
weirdest
above 18."
channels.
They could literally be 14 years old. They
Yeah,
could be
I do.
11.
I go
Girls
searching
get
for them. I
their,
hunt them out. Art,
periods at like 9,
art
10,
is
11
something
in
to
America.
behold. And also, don't forget,
It
I am
happens.
early
So, and
YouTuber
that's when
when
you
it
start
comes to
developing,
watching.
breasts
I'm
and
an
things
early
like
YouTuber
that.
when it comes to
You
like
get your
uploading, you know, because of my diary stuff.
So,
Before it was like a place
how
where
would he
people
know
could
how
actually
old
find
I
you. You know,
was
like you just put things up and
if he
you know
had
send it to your
those?
family and nobody knew it was
He's
there.
like, "No,
I
you
was
set me up.
shocked, by
No,
the way,
it's
that
due to
day
your
I
own
found the Aaron
irresponsibility
Fector videos that like
that you didn't realize
gotten
that you
thousands
wouldn't
of
have even
views. I
known
almost fell out.
how
I was
old
like,
the
what?
person was in those photos.
It's like, wait a minute. Why are
I've
people
literally
watching
seen
my
people
stuff?
lie about
Yeah,
news,
it's exactly.
claiming
It was
that
like,
they're
what
underage just to
happened?
get people
I thought
to take
this was
them
just
down.
like Pastebin, where you just post your shit and that's where it sits.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. You know, I did.
Let me
You
go
know,
over
and even funnier is I only had
now that we went through
forever. I only had like 60 subs. You know, and
And I'm gonna show
most
the
of
full
which are
email,
family
too.
friends, some YouTubers of the time period. You know, tour buddies.
Actually, before I go into my stream, right here, I just want to get
And
through some super chats. I don't
you know,
want
that
them
stuff doesn't
to
really matter.
pile
And
up
I
too
would,
much.
yeah, which even funnier, by the way, that stuff got me
Thank you so
monetized
much,
with
guys,
60
for
some odd
helping
subs,
out
which I will
with
never
the,
understand how that happened.
Guys, this was
yeah.
this email thing was
I don't
since
know.
June. It
I
was a lot
do
of
not know. And then
time. It wasn't
I
like
lost
a lot
it.
of effort to actually
How'd
do the
you
email,
lose
but it
it?
was
Yeah.
a lot of time and
I lost it
making
because I
the video
didn't
itself,
upload anything for
obviously,
years.
Oh,
does
okay,
take some
yeah, yeah,
effort. So I do appreciate
I wasn't.
you guys
I
helping out.
stopped making videos and didn't really have the time for it. Wasn't interested in it. Couldn't. It became gauche to do backstage. You know, in my environment, it became closed off again. Artists became more cagey, making their own content. You know what I mean? Also, I was making a lot more content for artists. And we're talking about like, you know, when you're on the road,
like even with the
if you're tour managing, especially a lot of times it falls to you to just like keep up with the social media that you're handing off to the social media person if they're not there with you. So, you know, that's a whole thing. But yeah, no, the Longmont Potion Castle, that is a Muso thing. That's an inside Muso thing. So what the deal with this is that
John, $5 super chat.
And let me just
Georgina,
give you an
the
insight.
Mano
Alex
Granny looks
Trebek
like a
is
Commissioner
one of the
Jim
cranks.
Gordon did math instead of
And
the academy.
repeatedly, and is actually the solo guitar technically. If you're going to break it out into musicology, Alex Trebek is the solo guitar at the middle of the musical masterpieces. These are musical masterpieces done with humans. It is manipulation. It is crank calling.
George would be the guy.
It's technology,
who's like one of
and
the hype men in
it's
the
being done by
background.
a
So he's, like,
very
excited
famous
now that
musician who,
he doesn't have
until
the
you
hype man
look
on
at it,
his own
and
stream.
I'm not going to give it away. I know because I did all the sleuthing on this, not for YouTube, but simply because me and a friend of mine were like, we're going to get to the bottom of this one. We're going to figure out who this person is. And I have identified exactly who that person is and confirmed it with people who know that person. And as well as have screenshots of the studio it's all recorded in that match the studio of the other person. You know what I mean? So I've done all the background of this one. And it's a wonderful.
You kind of came up with the idea to do this stuff for your show?
But I don't like.
No. That
personally, I don't hang out with
the
like,
deprogrammed stuff. No,
not
that's
the deprogram
like there's a
stuff
certain
like that. I get.
there's a certain like
that's different.
dating
But I mean,
code.
like when
I guess it
we're on
depends
and
like
you do
on what your
the
personal terms are for relationships.
The right turn?
Researching people.
Like, oh, you're.
Is that
you're
what you call it?
healthy,
I don't know
you
what the
do
names
this
of
exactly
everything
the
is.
way I do it. But for
no,
me,
I'm mixing. I'm mixing.
try not to like.
Especially
hang out
now.
with guys,
I've started
like,
mixing the Morton Downey
one-on-one
Jr.
like,
thing with
someone that would like someone in your dating age
more
group,
of the
that
shadow
type of
vision
thing.
right
Like,
turn.
if it's inappropriate, like,
You know,
oh, you're in a
where
room
you
alone
don't
with
have to
them.
have a
I
logic
don't
to
do
it. You
that.
just
If I
have to
hang out
follow
with
the
guy friends,
ADHD.
it's
You know,
actually in a group.
because that's the basis of the polyscopic
I don't see
inundation
why
is a
Sean
bombardment. So long as you return to the information. You know,
maybe if there was like an exceptional thing in particular,
it's also
like really quick,
a throwback
maybe that would happen.
because this is something we don't do on YouTube.
Generally,
everybody's so myopic
I don't hang
that
out
the
with
focus
guys
is for 4 hours on the same topic. And you know, we've sat on,
trying to
you know,
say was part of the
you know,
reason
we sat on panels.
So
yeah. Yeah.
We were
So
hanging out in groups in
part
New
of the
York.
thing that it does is it breaks
I
up,
don't know why.
not for ADHD, but rather
people would
for
assume otherwise,
creative
but-
systems to refresh
example,
the
why
brain
did you
and
bring
memory
the
scale. Because
third
when you actually
wheel?
inundate
It
yourself and
wasn't a
become
third
rote to
wheel.
it, you
These were
start
generally,
losing
like,
information
group hangouts.
due to swamping.
Also,
It sounds counter,
I've known him for
you know, intuitive, but that's just kind of a better way for people to learn in general and or take things in, or I also am redesigning that scale because I think I talked about it last Monday where I started to feel like I was force feeding a story rather than going with an interaction. Now it's that's a big deal. So and I also want to keep it like irreverent. That's another thing. I want to keep it irreverent. But if I was to compare it to anything, right now I've come to the point where it's beyond the Mike Wallace, Andy Kaufman, Shadow Vision world. It is now added in the Morton Downey Jr.
I did not
component. Essentially, which makes it more complex and researchy.
A garbage art project called She Will Not Devise.
In that, like, willingness to go into the weird.
He's acting
and
just like them, too.
I've been reminded about Joe Frank in the past coming weeks. I'm gonna look. This is a secret on the inside, by the way. This is just you and me. Streaming.
Just you and me.
Just you and me. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, her YouTube
and my
channel
thousands
will
and
be
thousands
there
of fans that are watching.
Well, I know you're huge. We're huge streamers over here, so
yeah,
we're huge. We are the biggest. Well,
everybody's favorite.
I mean,
I didn't have
I don't know. I
to
think Ben is the
organize
largest, actually.
wasn't
Ben
enough
may be
time
the
for
largest
the
streamer
stream.
currently.
But he was like,
physical
her YouTube
size wise,
channel won't
maybe.
be a problem tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying. Have you seen that video, by the way?
Is
Sorry,
literally
not to
completely
not to squirrel you.
Twitch chat not coming through?
It sucks that Twitter, by the way, got rid of like incognito viewing. So like now I have to like log into an alt to like view people's tweets, which is why it's inconvenient.
Twitch is
missing things.
The Red Mask channel 499 super chat.
Twitch is twitchy. I've had some issues with Twitch. I stopped streaming to it because I got to revamp some other things for that.
Well, I just have a side stream going to it, but it should be pushing through.
But George will take that and be like, "See, two women couldn't have possibly trolled me."
So
Baby, thank you for the sponsor. What are they called on YouTube? Sponsors. Thank you for becoming a simple simp.
I've got too much stuff going on. Sorry.
Every simple simp makes George very angry.
I need to.
My favorite part about the video is the outfit changes. What, like this? Thank you for noticing the attention to the detail. He definitely has
your
sassy
computer working
fem
like
energy.
96
Neurotic,
CPU.
Sassy fem energy, yeah.
Yeah,
I've had those.
It's my brain.
Some dip $5
Oh, it's
super
okay.
chat. How soon until we find X-rated videos of George a la
No, that's
Jack
fine. I mean, that's actually there you go. That's my whole
same
show.
type
Is
of,
instead of
we
constraining
have a cult type of thing, kind of
the
irrational
issues,
and snap out at people for trolling them, lose their minds,
and
Very
or even
similar
giving it
case.
segmentation directly. It's just got a larger
I don't
arc
know anymore.
that has components to it now where I have so much backlog of video information, creative stuff. I've stopped liking the monotone monolith of here's the single concept and we're just going to drive you into the abyss with it until you just forgotten why you're even here. It's no longer entertainment. It's just a background, GTA 3 radio station. The NPR stuff is kind of boring.
So I'm going to say what my brain goes to first. I'm not going to go out of my way to be like,
yeah, I've been finding new approaches and trying to look at what other people are doing and do the polar opposite of that. Because there's a lot of creativity, personally, the way I feel about it in presentation. In I think it's funny that there's we can talk about this offline, but and I'm not going to give it away because it's part of the fun. Is very few people have gotten the thematic, very few, and I think it's perspective, kind of like maybe if you weren't alive during the time period or whatever. It's very few people actually get the thematic of my show, or these same people who are sitting there staring at a camera for like 6 hours with nothing else going on, just them in the frame. Think it's crazy what's going on. It's like, no, I think there's a misunderstanding. You guys are misunderstanding creativity for crazy, which is insane, by the way, to me, because a lot of these folks are should go out to a modern art gallery and experience some in-depth immersive art, or go watch some Marina Abramovich picture. Something, do fucking something. Go to a rave, God,
because she mostly does this on her own.
I don't know. I just find it. I find it
like I help design and pick the scents and stuff for
interesting that there's so much confusion about
efforts and doing that.
Long form redirecting, I find it enjoyable, actually, and I also
Cherish your
find
parents, guys.
it really important that there's a group of us, including yourself, who are not only down for the fun, but down to bring back the cultural like grouping of people, in the sense that like we're creating a creative culture, you know, a circle, you know, a group of people that all know, kind of actually socially know each other and are making creativity, and we're collaborating. All right, and we used to be called collabing, you know.
Yeah.
$5 super chat from
I love the collaboration.
Engineer.
Like,
He's been married for over
that's
25
what I'm all
years.
about.
That's
Is just
24 years
getting
of nofap.
us together and trying to help each other grow, as opposed
I don't
to
know,
like
something's fishy.
what I see everywhere else, which is people just
CJ, thank you for becoming a member.
trying to be the best and
the
put
reason
each
I say
other
it's
down when they
fishy
start
is
to
'cause,
grow
like,
above.
you're asking for a girl's revenge corn on
You know
the
what I mean?
internet, but you're a married
Yeah,
man.
creativity
Like, that's something
isn't
fishy
a
about that.
isn't a fucking team sport.
You would not catch me
it can be
doing that. Like, oh,
Very rarely.
Here's this like
Very rarely.
guy
I
who's,
mean,
like,
I feel
you
like
tell
I'm
me
way
what.
more
I'm
creative
gonna
when I'm
go and,
bouncing
like,
ideas off of other
pursue
people.
his nudes and ask for it. Like,
Yeah, but that's not a team sport. That's collaboration.
It's just weird.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I mean, I
You're not
guess
working
that's
for
what
him
you're
as a
working with.
married man to do that for a woman that's
Yeah,
half his
no,
age,
it's
strange.
well, that's the
It
thing
clearly wasn't for, like, any
so
sort
art by
of
panel tends to
actual,
fail because it becomes team sport of who
like,
has the
legitimate
quote unquote
purpose. He
better
just wanted it
idea
to
that
have
the
it.
group
He literally
thinks of.
says in the email, I want
Whereas
it as a piece up
collaborative
my
art
sleeve.
is
Revenge corn. Which is
like
illegal.
Basquiat and
These people are
Warhol.
like, you're going to jail, Venti.
Two artists
He
standing
literally
there,
asked for
not
revenge corn. That's
commenting on each
illegal.
other's
If
work,
anyone's
but adding
going,
each
would be
other's work
going to
to
jail
each
for
other,
made
so
up
it complements
things,
in
it
a
would be
balance
him.
that they see. Not stopping one another, but not refraining from one another.
$15
Maybe
super chat
having
from
a discussion
Turgon.
about
Pretty
what they
interesting
see or
this guy's
feel,
married and has a daughter
but not
despite
constraining.
everything.
And that's a
Yeah.
big deal. And when the cannibalism
Peach trees.
of the panel talks and
But thank you.
and these
$5 super
things
chat.
that we've been
Your
seeing, you know, I'm not going to give much
content
air to
resonates
it
with me so much.
because
Great
it's already
work.
already
Also,
funny.
definitely
I mean,
check out
like
the store.
talk about
Thank
talking
you.
the spider to the flies.
Emily Monero,
God,
499
they're
super
just
chat. These manosphere
I'm
men
not
are
gonna
really
lie, it's just
pathetic.
some
I'm
funny
glad
stuff.
you're talking about your makeup and skin in general. Looks
It's
so
cute
glowy and radiant. Thank
at
you.
best.
The
But
only thing that has helped
that's
my
the thing
skin,
is
and I
it's
use
this weird
tretinoin
like
for
folks
years,
that
by the
never
way.
had anything going on in their own
The
life,
only thing that's
or they
actually
have
helped it is argan oil.
that's their big
I
claim
don't know
to
why.
fame.
I think it's the vitamin E or something.
It's their version of
It is
creativity.
literally the only thing I have
People
ever
get,
used that actually helped my skin.
or you often
Would
pointed out,
recommend.
wrestling. You know,
Fiery Patriot,
pro
$10
wrestling.
super chat. I also have makeup on,
I
but
don't
like
see
I don't
seems to
use
be
like
a
heavy
good
coverage
frame
type of
to
stuff. You would
use
still be
to
able to see it.
explain
Like
some
my
of these
skin has
things.
improved a lot
Yeah.
since I started using
'Cause
argan oil.
I think
And I made, like,
Wrestling
a
is
few
where
adjustments to,
kayfabe
like,
is
supplements and
the
things
most
like that, but it's mainly the argan
relevant
oil.
because you know it's fake, but
Fiery Patriot,
at the
$10
same
super
time
chat.
it
Rolo
is
is insecure. He uses software to make his voice sound bassy.
you're
Rolo's definition of
suspending the
insecure
disbelief.
child.
Yeah.
So
That
you
would
can
be, like,
play with it
really-
even if you get it.
That's kind of like the girl
Yes.
version of like doing the
Yeah. So it's more like you can actually suspend your disbelief and play the role as the frothing audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Will,
Yeah, absolutely.
499
And it's
super
vicarious.
chat.
It's a
Rolo's
vicarious
caught
situation
up,
as
by the
well.
way.
That's the thing I always
You're
used
a
to love about
genius.
Rowdy
The man
Piper.
has to live with
Thank
the
you,
fact that he was
Jaded. Thanks for
outsmarted by a
shouting that
bimbo.
out.
That's so awesome.
Appreciate
What's that?
it.
That's great.
Shout it out your
I agree.
YouTube.
Oh,
thank
you.
I'm gonna give
Jaded,
myself props. The troll
you
was
are the
funny.
best.
All
I
right.
It is a great mod.
Glenn Lawrence, 499
Yes,
super chat. So
you
breaking
are.
laws. I read
Everywhere.
that one.
No, it's true.
Kinda jeered,
That is
$5.
100%
That's why I had to
true.
steal her.
Jesse Irwin,
I don't think it's
whole
stealing.
setup
We got a
has
It's
mod
not
been an
squad
stealing.
awesome
I'm
job.
borrowing.
You should do a victory reunion stream with Destiny.
You know, I don't know
I'm
if you
sure
ever
Rolo
heard.
would
There's a
love
couple
that.
of folks out there that are these mysterious,
I wish I
like,
could have had Lauren
no
on, but she
video
couldn't come
mods
on.
who have
Bark
mass followers and things like that
I
that I
had
found.
to ask Destiny, like,
I'm
at
not
what
going to
point
name
he
any
knew.
names because, like, you
'Cause
say
he
their
was
name
talking about how
3
he was
times
trying
and
to
they
get him
show
to
up
do
for
the
no apparent
10K
reason.
bet.
And it's
Bark
like Beetlejuice.
Walmer,
But
sorry, Bark Walmer.
yeah, I found a couple of
$5
these
super
things
chat,
that
best
like
streamer. Thank
uncanny
you.
mods, and they're always mods in like the why are
100
you a
fan
mod in
$10
all these spaces?
$100.
What the hell?
Stinky
Like,
Face, $2
I'm,
game. I use
wrong
Rose
I'm a
inspired
mod
by
in
this
name
guy.
only for the most part. I
Bub's
very
happy,
rarely
499
actually
super
do
chat.
my
Burp
job.
before you sleep.
Janet actually does her job, even though she's
You're
not
trying to get your
accepting my
Daryl gig back.
compliments.
Get up, Dave. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
There's
I actually did mod over there
I
while
wanna
I
go
was
through
over there,
these,
but
points in the stream.
he didn't
I'm not gonna play
appreciate
the
it,
whole
so
thing.
whatever. I'll live.
No, he was just in a mood that day, by the way.
Yeah,
that's all it
fine.
was. Like he was just in a mood that day. You have to
the
catch him on
support.
another
It
day.
really
You're gonna be
helps with
like,
the video not getting
Dave, where you been? Why don't you have a mod? Oh yeah, that's right. I took it away. Yeah, like that's just depend on the day.
I usually in the first 3 days.
Yeah.
That means like
It's
I'm
easy.
fine.
He's fun. He's fun.
Pretty much normally I'm a mod just for
but it's
days.
still worth it to
Like
me.
the
It was
only
still
times
funny.
when I
It was
actually do
still
step in is
very
when
entertaining.
either I see something
And,
not
it
getting
helps
addressed,
bring light
Yeah.
to what kind of
or
people these
if
are
like
that
all the other
people are
mods are
following.
swamped because something crazy
And
is happening.
ruining their own
Yeah.
social lives, ruining their
Which
lives,
happens very easily.
demonizing
'cause,
women
well,
over
there are people that are easily
who
offended
act like
and will
woke
just
feminists
turn
that
into crybaby mode and just
go
come
and
try to
censor-
troll
try
your
to censor
stream
people
and
and
get it taken
cry
down.
about being
Which is
censored
the
or, like,
absolute
canceled.
worst type of attack.
And people who will directly lie to you.
No,
Like Willow
that's
did about my
real.
nudes. He didn't have to
There
say
is
he
a
lied from the beginning.
which,
He
by
just
the
chose
way,
to lie to his audience, and he doesn't address any of
I
these
found
points,
some
by the
stuff
way.
this
He
morning that
walked
was really
around on
hilarious that
Twitter when we
I
had
didn't
our
even
exchange. Never addressed
I
any of those
didn't
points.
address. I didn't write about.
I
I
didn't
just
have
went to
dinner,
the
so excuse me.
went to the report thing because like there was just like 8 videos and that's all it was on the page. It was like 50, and it's funny who I was tagged with. It's like, yo, you really trying to just like out yourself like that? That's stupid. All right, here you go.
Mhm.
That's bullying and harassment. Have a nice
Carry
life.
on the top
Bye.
of this fucking
Like I'm not gonna
Let
interact
me
with you.
also point
Fuck
out
you.
here that
Like
there's
excuse
other
my
things that
language
went
there,
along
dude.
with this.
You
So
know,
now,
for sure.
Brittany Venti
Some of these people are
has
just wild
sort
that
of
way. Like they really think that's
figured- she's
inciting.
figured out
No,
that I
you're incited.
believe her
These
as
people are
being
incited.
an
It's just
anonymous
they're looking for
source.
something.
So they try to
They're vicious
bait me that
folks
much
out there looking
more
for something to
into
do
releasing these
because they're
videos.
bored, you know. And yeah, that's so.
I
the
mean,
reason it brought that to my mind, by the way, is
that
because
would've
there's somebody
highlighted that he's
from
even
that
more
world that I'm just
of a,
ambiguously
Dan
talking
Bold.
about, who
Put it
had
nicely,
been
but-
trolling a pair of folks.
No, the point of
and
this was
somebody
to
came to
highlight
me
that he does
and
his
said, "Yo,
research,
while
and
you
he
guys
will
were up
literally
on
believe any
a
rumor
panel,
he sees and
nobody
spread it
noticed
and gossip
that
like a little
this
girl
certain person
at the
dropped
lunch table.
some language in a spammy way that was like, what? Oh, I don't feel comfortable anymore, and I'd like you to address that." So they asked me, and I said, "Okay, I'll go address it."
So damn bad.
I went and asked
So
this
every
person
time
directly.
I do a show,
That
even
person
on
said,
Access
"Nope, I
Vegas,
would never do
when
such
I'm
a
on
thing."
Access Vegas, I got
Later
people in the
that
chat
same
saying,
day,
when are you going to release the medical records? When are you going to?
not only they show up in my chat
This show has nothing to do.
talking
Well,
smack
then why
about
say you have them
craziness
also?
and got timed out, but
What are
they
you fucking
also
talking about?
had a film brought
The
up
reason for that
on
is
a
because
show
they wanted me
that
Some of
showed
our
they
friends
had actually
to
done what they
basically
denied in
dox
chat, which is the
Lauren,
most
so they
insane
would
thing.
get
Like
a gotcha moment. I wasn't.
This is something apparently they've done.
Yeah, that's
several
pretty
times.
I don't, and also, you know, it
Yeah,
could have been
and
you know,
clearly
technically, if
adults,
I'd been in
right?
the medical
Mhm.
industry, it
I
would
would
have been a
guess.
HIPAA violation,
I think.
right? It would have been released.
Yeah,
And
absolutely
then
adults.
there was this part over here.
That's how
By the way,
adults
Aurelia,
act all the time.
Aurelia is live.
All that.
We
Oh,
we,
nice.
we,
I guess
we
it makes
can't.
more
I do have
sense now
about
what they
35
did
minutes
me,
to.
except Lauren, she's been nothing but nice to me. But
He would never
now
know
I'm
it's us.
at least a little curious if it was
Is
fake.
he?
Anyways,
What
wow.
do you mean? Like,
Just
is
wow.
he
I don't
doing Collins?
And then
Hey, I
she
wanna
sent me
point
some-
out
I got
something.
some
I
other
don't think
stuff.
he
But
does
anyways,
Collins.
let's
No, I
look
don't
at
think
this
so.
screen.
Big pattern.
That's too bad.
What we got? What's that? Read it
What
out.
else is
That's
going
A
on?
man must have been behind it. No way two
So
women
for real,
could
if you get a
one
chance,
over on.
I wasn't finished telling you about
Right.
this.
I was just about to say that because
Longmont
why I
versus
want-
Castle
Seething.
is
I posted this.
a
okay,
famous
sorry.
musician
I posted this.
basically
on,
using crank
I
calls to
posted
put together
on
an
They literally
orchestration.
think
And it took me
that
several
women
of the
are
albums to
incapable of
realize what
calling.
was
That's
really going
actually what he
on, because it's
thinks.
like, why is this just one stream of consciousness with like some heavy
man
metal in
must have been
between a
behind
little
this.
bit? But it's
I mean,
I
you
started to
can
realize
you
that
can
the
cope and
components
see,
of
but at the end of the
the
day,
what you were hearing in
it
the
was two women who
crank
trolled you
calls
and
was
got the
this
best of
build
you,
up
and
crescendo
your
to like
better judgment, your
it's a
non-existent
musical
better
piece.
judgment.
And it tends to be that at the peak of the musical piece is him crank
guess I'm
calling
trans
Alex
now.
Trebek,
between Brittany and
the
Lauren
nicest
Southern,
guy on
And
TV,
also
who,
collective
oh my
creative
gosh, Dave,
intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but we did. Also, what is with his
Pull off
feet?
something
it is
like this.
amazing.
This is
It is just so
this is gross. I
spectacular.
don't want to see that.
If you want to
Please,
hear
it's
Alex
gonna
Trebek
censor it.
angry,
Deviousness.
and
There
then
you
like
go.
the only
Level
person
of-
Alex
of-
Trebek actually
of,
disliked
you know,
in this world,
deceptive.
so
She's
much
like
so
a
that
liar.
it's apparently he
Oh
sent
my
like
God,
legal
did you know-
representative
did
to
you-
this guy's performances.
Did you guys know
To stop
that
him
Brittany
from playing
Venti and Lauren Southern
Really?
lied in their email?
Yes, it's deep. It goes
you-
deep because we're not just talking about about
Did
like
you
anything. Like,
know
he got
that
his
they
private
lied to
line
Did you
somehow
guys
from
know
somebody, and for years this goes on because
almost
what
like
you're
the
hearing
entire
is
video
the
was to laugh
culmination of
about that
a
he
lot of
fell
phone
for
calls.
it.
Some of the best
Because it
ones,
was
frankly,
ridiculous.
are like
Only the
bookshop.
best.
Only the best.
All these
Only
people
the
are
best
fucking
phone
liars.
calls cranking.
So when I'm looking at like I'm looking
So,
at
so
Destiny,
one
saying,
of the
"Oh,
best
I'll
is
give you
the
$10,000
I don't know why he's not wearing
bookstore,
shoes.
I'm not gonna take
and
that
he's
bet
on
because
like
I can't
Skype or
possibly
something.
say
You
that
guys
it
better
is
So
donate
he's
or I'm gonna
calling these
uncensor
people,
it. I'm gonna move
and he
my
asks for
camera.
a book title that's
There's no
like,
child to be had. Right? So I'm not going to take some stupid
large
bet, but I am
anteater.
now
Yeah, let me go
curious
look that up
why
for
that
you
came
while
out
they're
of
on
nowhere.
waiting. He calls
Because
up
to
another
me,
store
it's
and he
him.
goes,
I believe I don't know if
can I get
on the
a
timeline, he
copy of the
said
Barge
he would
Lamplighter?
bet
And they
on
go,
because I think the reason
yeah,
Destiny
sure.
said
Let me
that
get it. I don't
was
know
at
that
some
book,
point
but let me
toward the
look
end
see
he
if we have
must
that.
have
Put it on
Lauren
home.
must have told him
Calls
she was
up
trolling
another
the email 'cause
bookstore.
people kept asking.
Goes, hi, can
about
we
her
get
pregnancy,
Marge
so
Pamp Fighter? You know,
she
just
probably
ask for
didn't want
something
Destiny to,
ridiculous.
like,
They're like, I'm not
say
familiar with
something
that
and
one.
give up
He gets
the
5
troll
bookstores on the
before we
line.
revealed it. So
all
I'm
with
pretty sure
books
Rolo
that
said this
sound
himself
similar
first,
to
'cause
one
this was in
another
the
but are
first
not,
video.
and then just stands
I'm
back
sorry,
and
the
lets the
second
mayhem
video.
ensue. Because
The
now
one that
they're
just
all
came out,
talking to one
where he
another,
said,
picking
I
up
would
and
bet
putting each other on
$10,000
hold.
Lawrence Southern, 'cause
Oh,
I have
I've
the
seen
medical
something
records.
like
I
this
have them.
before.
He said that himself,
Where the
but
heck
he's
did
trying
I see
to
this
frame it
done?
as like,
Oh, it was done
look
on
how evil Destiny is. Like, you
Kit
literally
Boga.
spread lies about people.
He was on
even
the
before
phone with
this
2
email.
different scammers.
And then you want to play
Yeah.
victim?
And
You
he put them
literally
together,
pursued
and they just
my
start
revenge
yelling at
porn.
each other, calling
Something
each
that's
other
illegal.
Metichode and things like that.
If it were
It's
real.
Okay, so-
hilarious.
But he
If you
tried to,
like
he thought
that,
they were real.
that was definitely stolen from Longmont Potion Castle, because this guy's
really
been putting
going
out
public with
albums
medical records.
for over a decade.
If I do,
As Longmont Potion, and
mentioned
unless
this,
you
I'm
were
not
like
gonna
the
go public with these. You wanna see them in
underbelly,
person,
you
I'll
know,
print them
soft
out, you can
underbelly
see
guy
them.
like I am,
I'm
you would
surprised he
never
didn't
know
lose
that
his
this
channel
kind of a
from-
thing
for
existed. I was
threatening
turned
to
on to it
send
by a
somebody
musician,
revenge
what?
porn.
You know, like, oh yeah,
Bullshit.
that
Fine.
kind of thing.
That's not good enough.
So the whole
Now,
of all
let
those
me put
pranks turn
one
out to
last
be
piece of the puzzle out
mostly
here.
famous people
Andrew
that you just don't
Wilson
recognize
was
because they're on the phone, being
was
them normal
live with
selves,
Destiny,
and get
Erudite,
angry about stuff
and,
that he's
oh,
like
and then fucking Alex was
so
playing the
absurd
part.
most of
There's-
the time.
there's a
Or
cast of characters
there's
for you.
delivery stuff.
And
There's a
Andrew
particular
Wilson, by the way,
duty calls
and,
who he's already
Andrew
made
Wilson, I'm gonna
angry,
go on his show
who
at
wants
some
to like just
just
throttle
wanna
him.
talk to him
So
about this.
anytime he really wants to
But
put somebody else on
Andrew
the line with an
point
angry
asked
person,
Destiny,
he'll just call
"Did
that
you
person
fuck
up
Lauren?"
and get like 3
That's
words in
basically
there
what
while
he
he's
said.
screaming.
There's
He
like a
puts
4-minute
himself
video.
on
What is
hold,
this, high school?
calls the other
You
person
gotta
who he's
corner
calling, and next
someone,
thing you
be
know,
like,
you have 2 people
"Is
that
this
don't know
room
what's
mature?"
going on, screaming
Like,
at
'cause
each
it's not
other
even
about the
something
most
serious. It's not
insane
like,
things.
oh,
And that's part of the point of this. The
you know,
whole
a
thing is
crime
like
was
he can just
committed,
incite
like, hey,
anyone.
did you commit this
I'm gonna have to
crime?
find
Is
these.
Stupid.
this serious? Or like,
Yeah, Longmont Potion
no, it's
Castle.
just like,
Absolutely
did you have
wonderful stuff.
consensual
Anyways,
sex with
I'm gonna let you go, Dave.
someone?
I just
You're good.
wanted to come up and yabber at you and try to talk you into
Look at
some
these gossip
scandalous
girls at the
material.
lunch
Yeah,
that we
I'm
can
always down
turn
for
into
some
I don't know,
fun.
maybe
scandalous
this guy
material.
didn't know what he was
Let's
getting
go.
into,
Let's
but
go.
like,
Because I mean, I definitely
George and his
this
little
VR
backup-
mind
his
control
little
stuff
backup
has
bro
gotten
in the
really rough,
background.
man. I'm watching
And I'm
Gossip.
fairly
police
convinced that
You'll
that's
hear
body
in a
cam
second.
footage
He's on
and
this
emotion because they've been waiting for 2
Uh,
Oh yeah,
months.
you're
there's
going
certain-
live in like
and I
2
didn't
minutes
fuck
here,
up, so
huh?
I'm not going to do it. I'm not an idiot.
No, I'm
I'm not
moving
going to
to
post
5.
fucking news. I even
Oh,
said
okay,
on
okay,
my
okay,
own
okay.
fucking
Yeah,
channel.
this whole week I'm going
never gonna
later.
post these
Probably
news,
next
even
for the
if
rest
I
of the
had
month. I'm
these.
going later. One because I've been running really
Now he's
late in the
just
night,
lying.
you know, and then
Go-
with
if
this
you wanna
with
fact
this
check this,
schedule,
like,
I
the
should
receipts are in
I'm changing it
the,
over to the like approach the end of the
second video.
night for the East
The one that
Coast,
just came out.
travel time for the
XOXO
West Coast, and
gossip
then
girl.
it's everybody waking up on the
Yeah,
in
so
Europe
he's
kind of
saying
thing.
that, oh, I even said that if I had
So,
them. He didn't say that. He said
but
he had them.
yeah, man,
I
there's
have
some gnarly
them, and
stuff
they're
going on.
gross. He lied to his audience and
What?
pretended he had my nudes.
He just-
And then he said he was going to send it to another YouTuber. And playing the
Who
evil
leaves
laugh
mid
track.
sentence?
Why does he lie like this?
That's
you
so
literally
weird.
got caught on camera.
It was
Like, this goes to
Minecraft.
show people will lie
It's
even if they're caught
kind of
on
shifted.
camera.
I just closed
That is
Minecraft.
insane.
I was gonna wrap up my stream.
This is not
so I
something
can go play some BG3
a normal
and watch
person would
and
do.
do
Like,
mod
this
stuff
is-
for other people.
This is psycho. I wanted to
But
share
yeah,
revenge porn
that's
with
what's going
Undead
on.
Chronic. I did nothing wrong. I've never screwed up. They had to make stuff up. I know that's essentially the takeaway
and
from
Maddie,
the stream,
I
Sean.
prefer meanie head to
because
jerk.
it's fucking it would be revenge porn. I mentioned that. These are the things.
Also
He's
watching the
literally,
Brittany Venti
twisting the narrative anytime he
video,
can
the
to,
most
like,
recent one
to,
about
like,
Rolo Tomasi.
get away from the consequences.
These little children
But
leave
yeah,
out of
I'm
their
glad
hit
I've
piece
got my
videos to
stuff
make
set
you
up a little
think
bit better
that
now.
I got some
so
fucking
things
obsession
match
with
up.
this bitch. Okay.
He's so mad. This bitch. It's kind of kind of reminds me of like Scooby Doo.
Oh, geez.
Like
There's still
I
an
would
hour
have
and a
got
half
away
left of
with
this
it
video.
too
I'm
if it
gonna-
weren't for these meddling
I'm gonna
bitches.
pause this video. We'll pick it up next time. I know I haven't really been super reacty to it, but I've been mostly just speaking over it. But I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Thank you to Jaded for... You don't know who Brittany Venti is? Oh, she's the she's a conservative content creator who's done a lot of... She's a troll. She does a lot of troll content. Right now, a lot of the conservatives are going against the red pill community, which is also kind of also on the right. And I say conservative, but she's really not that conservative. She's just Republican. Kind of like Lauren Southern. Hey, I turned the Minecraft off. because I'm ending stream. I'm just still talking to explain because questions were asked. Hey, no problem. Thank you, Smokey. I appreciate you popping by. I had fun too. I'll probably do this more often. I'm going to do it earlier in the day since everybody else goes live around 4 o'clock. It kind of gives people something to watch during the day and have fun. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up my stream. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Love y'all. I will be over on in my Discord. Bye.